Eligibility.
Hey guys, this is Todd from Rebel Heating and Air. Your heating and air conditioning system requires essential cleaning and care to ensure efficient and safe operation. Call Rebel today and schedule an appointment. That's Rebel Heating and Air, 929-8944. And remember, the bitter taste of a poor installation will remain much longer than the sweet taste of that lowest price. Call us today, 929-8944. That's Rebel Heating and Air, 929-8944. Or go to rebelheatingandair.com.
You want a dry and cozy car, but your windshield leaks water and makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
The Louisiana Outdoor Expo is back in Gonzales, March 15th to 17th. It's the big show for sportsmen in Louisiana with huge displays of boats, rods, reels, and hunting gear. Plus, tractors, ATVs, and outdoor power equipment, all at special expo pricing. Kids will love the Fetch and Fish Dog Show. The Louisiana Outdoor Expo, it's worth waiting for. March 15th to 17th at Lamar Dixon, and parking is free. Brought to you by Neighbors Federal Credit Union.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, March 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 79. In hour one of today's show, we'll preview LSU baseball, talk a little bit about the New Orleans Pelicans, and discuss the latest news surrounding the NFL. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! What's happening, everybody? Hope you're having a great Wednesday, March 6, 2024. Let's have ourselves a day. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra, and Dilla hanging out with you today. We got a big show planned. We got Matt Flynn coming in. I'm really, really excited to hear about Flynn and the family's trip to the gymnastics meet last Friday. Just more proof about how much fun that environment is, or we'll see. Did they like it or not? We got some LSU baseballs. They're going to be hitting the road, traveling to Hammond tonight, taking a little Southeastern. Jada Daniel Rumors for the first time ever in and off the bench. We will talk about the Iditarod sled dog race, as pretty shocking and grisly story coming out of one of the great dog races in the entire world. In fact, I don't know that I know of a single other sled dog race in the Iditarod, but we do have an Iditarod story for Flestering as well, so look forward to that. And how about them skeletons?
Dog race, where there's a will, there's a way. What was the movie?
Balto?
No.
Snow Dogs?
Oh, gosh, I'll come to it. Balto's good, though.
Pretty good job by both of us. I mean, I think we named kind of the
So
only
it's so funny.
two
I was thinking of Balto and you
dog
said it,
sledding
and I was like,
movies.
well, if you would have said animated, I would have went Balto.
Alondra, do you have a dog sledding movie?
No, I don't.
Iron Will. Disney movie.
I couldn't have
there's a
even
wheel,
named
there's a
either
way.
of the
There's
two
no
that y'all
wheels.
named.
They're on skis.
No.
No. That's a little 318 right there, Bo. Iron Wheel.
Nobody knows Iron Will.
I don't know
What
any
is
dog
Iron
sledding
Will?
movies.
What is Iron Will?
It's a 90s, early 90s Disney movie.
What?
Came out in 1994.
Hold on, dude. I gotta.
Dog racing.
Oh.
Not doing anything for you?
Nope. I really thought it would knock some like cobwebs off, maybe dust something off in the back. I love that hair. That is some beautiful 90s hair out of our guy.
Togo with William Dafoe, Disney released in 2019 as well.
I remember seeing that poster, never watched it.
Good. God, y'all don't know Iron Will.
I apologize.
That is Will the name. Not
that after this big Iditarod setup, that I'm not as well versed on dog sledding movies as I
bet
should
you. Okay, I know we got to move on. I bet you Matthew Clayton Flynn has seen Iron Will.
We're gonna find out. During Flustering coming up in about an hour. Shout out to LSU's baseball's Luke Holman, named National Pitcher of the Month, and of course he was, because he's awesome. He's the Friday night guy. Can't wait to watch him again this weekend. Can't wait to watch him in SEC play. LSU, though, the baseball team traveling tonight to take on Hammond. Cade Anderson going to be on the mound once again. Definitely looking forward to that. Cade Anderson, sneaky big opportunity to have one of those seasons, Jake, in which he might be near the conference lead for wins. Already at 2-0 here very early on. If he just cements himself as the midweek, he's such a quality. I mean, maybe eventually you have to move him into the weekend, right? But he's in some form or fashion. But he's such a quality arm in the midweek. You feel like LSU would have a pretty big advantage every midweek. But we'll see. Only one earned run through 9 innings for the freshman. Eventually somebody's going to touch him up a little bit. Maybe it'll be Southeastern, who actually just beat East Carolina, ranked 11th in the country on Sunday in the Keith LeClaire Classic. I mean, who could forget about the Keith LeClaire? It's one of baseball's, college baseball's
I think
premier
Cal
events.
State Fullerton was in that as well.
Well, it's the Keith LeClaire Classic, so
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
sure
I
they
mean,
were.
Quality baseball team.
It is. It's one of the premier, as I said, it's one of the premier college baseball tournaments in the entire country, and it's in...
I don't know.
Where it is. It's where it is. It's at the Keith LeClaire Classic. But look, the point is,
Hammond, Louisiana.
Yeah, Southeastern beat East Carolina. It's a very good team. Okay, so they're coming off a big win tonight. I love LSU hitting the road here, right? Given because look, there are LSU fans throughout this state, top to bottom, and line up. You know, it's great for the Southeastern fans to get to go and watch their team do battle in their stadium. But I love it if you're an LSU fan in Hammond that you get to go watch the boys in person tonight and watch Tommy White and company and everybody else.
So Keith LeClaire is the 13th head baseball coach at ECU. So it was at ECU.
Yeah, it's at ECU. That's what we said. It's in East Carolina.
No, I don't think you said that.
Yeah. No, thank you for just adding nothing to the show, Alondra. That's what
You
we
didn't
said.
say that. You said
That's
it was in
absolutely what we
Hammond.
said.
Roll
That
the
was a
tape.
joke. Come on, you got to keep up. That was a joke.
Which
obviously.
Carolina is East Carolina in?
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess
East Carolina.
That is sneakily one of the best questions I've ever heard in my entire life.
Greenville, North Carolina.
We have 3 areas of the compass represented. We have North Carolina, South Carolina, East Carolina. Where does East fall? That is fantastic. I cannot tell you how much that tickles me.
It
Good
falls
news is you
in
got
North
50-50.
Carolina.
Okay, shout out.
In Greenville, North Carolina.
Real
I was
quick.
born in Greenville, South Carolina.
Go Pirates.
Wait. So there's 2.
Greenville.
Yeah, there's Greenville, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
Damn.
Yeah. This is crazy. All right. Anything on tonight's game? I mean, I don't know, right? I want to see Cade Anderson, see if he can continue to just kick ass because, again, maybe he moves into some roles on the weekend.
The weekend's going to be tough. If people stay healthy, it'll be tough with Gage Jump, with Thatcher Hurd, and obviously with Holman there.
Well, and I don't mean in a starting role. I just mean like if he just continues to throw well enough, maybe
5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, but even then, it's kind of the same reason why I don't even necessarily know what I'm excited to watch in the field or in the lineup tonight is everybody is so good and everybody has played so well to this point that it almost doesn't matter who's been in. They've been great. So I'll be interested to see what Tinkering Jay Johnson gets into tonight. But LSU hitting the road to play Southeastern lineup. Speaking of good results, dude, how about the New Orleans Pelicans? Last night, going on the road to Toronto and beating the ever-living hell out of the Raptors. Pels remain in the 5th seed, up by a full game over the Suns. 139-98 last night. I don't know that I've ever loved the scoreline that much. I mean, within that single scoreline, the 139, you have the beauty of modern offense. And that was epitomized by Trey Murphy last night, who was dominant. I mean, some of the highlights, too. The Jose Alvarado half-court lob designed for the alley-oop was one of the best I've ever seen. So you have all of the beauty of modern offense and overwhelming scoring in the 139. And then, Jake, you have what has been a hallmark of this Pelicans team, which is great defense, represented in the 98, the old school grit of great defense. So this is a team, again, when they shoot, and you're not going to get Trey Murphy doing what he did last night, night in and night out. But when they shoot it well from beyond the arc, the Pelicans become nigh but unbeatable because they can score in the paint with Zion. They can stretch you on the outside. And then, again, this is a top 10 defense in the entire NBA.
Trey Murphy continues to make it like
it's heating up,
almost impossible to keep him off the court. And he played 29 minutes last night, and that was more than any other starter. So, like, we're not going to get tied into, oh, he's not starting, but he's still going to play a ton of minutes. Like, how they use him, though, when he comes into games is going to be crucial here down the stretch. And we talked about it, like, I don't know who you take off the court. It feels like maybe CJ, because when you have a lineup that has Murphy, Valanciunas, Herb, B.I., and Zion, like that's a tough one. That's tough to go against. And so Trey Murphy's going to continue to get himself playing time. I mean, plus 44 in the plus minus last night.
Yeah.
It's coming to a point, T, where people are going to lose playing time because of Trey Murphy's play.
And that's what 10 of 14 from three will do in terms of that plus 44. 10 of 14, that's his career high. Ties his career high. It's one away from the franchise record that I believe C.J. McCollum set earlier this year, that game in which he hit 11. But there's just such a consistency to this Pelicans team right now. And, like, I don't know about how the minutes ended up breaking out, but, like, last night, look at how well spread it is all around in terms of Alvarado getting 24, Murphy getting 29, Nance getting about equal with Valanciunas last night. So it's another example of how, it's another example just of how this Pelicans team can really play night to night with their minute usage in terms of matchups and kind of what Willie Green thinks fits the best that night. And I think it makes them very adaptable, and I think it makes them very dangerous going in to a potential playoff setting. And we talk about this as well, like, whose night is it going to be, right? You always get a consistent baseline of, like, look at the starters. Zion gives you 16. Ingram goes for 12. Herb Jones goes for 17. McCollum 11. Like, those guys are always going to hit double digits. They're always going to give you a baseline. Maybe not Herb, but the others, right? And then it's a question of whose night is it. Some nights it's Zion dropping 30. We saw Ingram just a couple of games in a row be the guy that carried the low, scoring 30+. Now, last night, it's Trey Murphy. That's, again, one of the strengths of this team is it can be anybody. Like, it is the old Dutch cartoon. You stick your finger in one of the holes and the water starts squirting out from another. They're becoming really hard to defend, and they seem to be playing more and more confidently every single night.
Do you think this is the best version?
Also, Herb was 5 of 8. That's on me. I mean, not even mention that from 3. He continues to be incredible.
He does. Is this the best version of Zion, though, when you look at his stat line? 16 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds.
I mean, the rebounds are high from what we're used to, but yes, Zion, I have completely let go of rebounds for Zion. You know, what if you get 8, that's awesome. But I'll accept guard numbers of rebounds from Zion. He really... I don't know if it's just I don't know what I'm talking about, but to me, he is actually just a guard with an unparalleled ability to drive and kind of bang down low. Like I kind of don't think of him as a big man anymore, really.
I mean, he had 9 assists and only 1 turnover last night.
And that's been the key. That's been one of the consistent elements in the Pelicans' rise as of late has been points on. It's a real thing. It's not a meme. It's not a fad. He is good with the ball in his hand. He is near unstoppable driving, meaning he has gravity. You have to sink, and then he finds guys. And the Pelicans do a great job of whipping it around. And now you got Herb hitting 40% threes. You got Trey hitting 40% threes. You got CJ hitting 40% threes. Again, that is the winning formula in the NBA.
I'm right there with you, and it is. And I mean, even Valanciunas, he hit a couple last night. So, you have to have some of that as well, even from your big man playing right there at the center position. So I think that, like, this stat line, this box score is exactly what the Pelicans need. Now, again, Trey's not going to score 34 points every night, but I'm just talking about the assists, the turnovers, some of the shot selection. Like, B.I. only takes 1 3. That's not B.I.'s game. Right, when you got Herb hitting like he is, when you've got other players hitting, certainly like Trey Murphy, like a CJ, Like, then B.I. doesn't feel like he has to take that shot.
Yeah. No, he didn't need to. I mean, look, Ingram carried the load the last couple of nights,
Yeah.
right? He can trust in his teammates, trust in his boys. 5 of 7. Just hyper efficient, 5 of 7, 6 assists, 3 boards in just 25 minutes. Like, that's how you survive the rigors of an NBA season. The team plays well enough where did anybody even break into 30 minutes last night? Not a single player.
No, not one. Yeah.
Not a single player has to play 30 minutes last night, and you win an NBA game by 30. Or is that 40? What's my math? That's 40. Is that 40?
40.
That's 40.
41.
41.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's kind of weird. 139.98. Whatever. The point is, that's beautiful basketball. You save your legs while getting a big-time road win, and you continue to finish out in the most. And remember, Zion said he is pumped up to be playing at this time of year. Generally, in his career thus far, he has not been able to play meaningful basketball at this point in the calendar, and he's playing great right now. And again, if you just want to see like a highlight from last night, go find. I'm sure if you just look up Zion on Twitter, you'll see the alley-oop from Jose Alvarado at half court. It was incredible.
Zion, chill out. Don't get hurt.
No.
Don't get hurt there at the end. They rode by a lot.
No, dude. What is that? What are you gonna go? No,
I don't like the way he fell.
I don't care. That is so what? You can't go half stepping. We all know that. That is a firm and true
I feel
rule.
like when he falls, though, he does go half stepping. It's like, just fall.
That is the code of the fullback. And on that alley-oop, it was full send. There was no half stepping on that thing. I mean, he damn near ripped his own head off hitting it on the rim. Either way, good job, Pelicans. Who they got next? Let's look it up. So they're going to be back in action Friday on the road in Philly. All right. And they had the Skeleton Unis on last night. 7-3 in their last 10. And then, as Taylor's pointed out in the past here, the most consistent team in the NBA when it comes to home and road splits. 18-12 in the blender, 19-13 away. So their brand of basketball right now travels, and it doesn't matter where they're playing. They're coming out locked in. I'm so excited to watch this team, or continue to watch this team down the stretch. All right, when we get back, we got some NFL news. Jaden Daniels saying he doesn't want to go to New England, or it's just rumor. We'll get into it next. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon and get it done. Today, Gordon McCurdy injury attorneys. You need somebody's going to fight for you, get you what you deserve. 225-888-8888 is the number. But you can do any area code, then 888-8888. And they're going to stand up to the big insurance companies. They're going to get you what you deserve. So don't overthink it, man. Let Gordon fight for you. Follow him on social media at Get Gordon, where you'll see a lot of content from all of your favorite athletes on the G team. Remember Alex Milazzo now on the G team, the entire women's basketball team. All your favorites are there. And you kind of get some insight into what makes them tick. I particularly like the Grubbin with G series. So check it out. Get Gordon on social media.
GetGordon.com is the website where you can find past client results, what they can do for you in the courtroom. All that information is going to be there. You can get the consultation set up on the website. You can have a chat with them right now on the website. So GetGordon.com, at GetGordon on social media. And always, your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the GymsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the GymsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Busy night. LSU baseball at Southeastern, LSU basketball at Arkansas. We'll preview all of it. So join us for Wednesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Happening, y'all. Welcome back. Go TB. Eric Reynolds popping off in the chat. He said, Herb Jones saved my life. Herb Jones, MIP of first team. I don't know the MIP, but first
Most
team all demons. Oh, there we go. He says, take CJ out of there. He says, the dream is to be able to play Trey at the 5. He says, starting 5 still stinks as a unit. Val going to feast on his old team. Trey may score that a night if they put him in the starting lineup. LOL. The Raptors are trash and injured. Took care of business at least. Wow, Eric, I feel like that was a little all over the place.
We were here. We were there. We were everywhere.
I feel like Dennis Rodman from the Last Dance documentary kind of explaining rebounds into all the different directions that went. But, yeah, I mean, look, it's not to say it's perfect, but it's better than I've ever seen it with the New Orleans Pelicans, so I'm going to continue to ride this thing out. Jaden Daniels was in the NFL news cycle, Jake, as there was a Boston television reporter. It's funny. It's always like it's always a local TV reporter that starts the Dan Lanning is in Tuscaloosa. Like, I've talked to sources, I know it for a fact type of stuff. Well, he reported that he had talked to people close to the Daniels camp and that Jaden Daniels did not want to go to New England, was going to tell New England not to draft him because he didn't like the cold weather. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of reporting through this last season that Bill Belichick was somewhat obsessed with Jaden Daniels. I don't know if that's carried over to Gerard Mayo or not, but Jaden Daniels answered the rumors in one of the most 2024 ways possible by tweeting out a blue hat emoji, which if you are not versed in, it's kind of, I don't even know if it's young anymore. It feels old now at this point, but that means cap. So Jaden Daniels saying that the report is not true.
You just sounded so old even explaining that.
Well, I mean, it's weird because, like, I wanted to make jokes about how, like, if you're not versed in, like, how the young people talk about it, I don't know if the young people are saying cap anymore. I mean, I feel like cap's been around for a while. Cap may have come and gone. But obviously Jaden's still saying it as he answered it in the most succinct way possible with just a one emoji tweet.
I did actually see the latest mock draft according to ESPN. We got Connor Rogers coming up with us in hour number 3. He covers the draft for Pro Football Focus, so I'll be excited to ask him about Jaden Daniels because Jaden is like 50-50. Half are with the Commanders, half are with the Patriots when you look at mock drafts. I don't really see him falling outside of that. Now, one of the big risers we have seen at the quarterback position is J.J. McCarthy. USA Today on their mock draft had him going all the way at number 6.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mike Tannenbaum.
And then Drake May going 8.
Mike Tannenbaum nailed it yesterday when he said that, if J.J. McCarthy was on LSU, his stats would look a lot more like Jaden Daniels. And if Jaden Daniels was on Michigan, his stats would look a lot more like J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy would have run for 1,000 yards in the SEC. We all believe that, right? Mike, he's got some takes. He's like the uncle at the barbecue that's just up there and just throwing out a lot of different takes in hopes that one of them becomes true.
So I talked about this a little bit on Snaps yesterday, but draft season, Dan Carlin, I love Dan Carlin, hardcore history, right?
Like George Carlin, myself. But
George Carlin's cool too, dude.
Yeah.
He has a great line in Jay and Silent Bob where he's talking about, he's talking about some bedroom stuff, and he basically says, don't be so pedestrian. And I think about that all the time when somebody's being like, oh, it's gross. Like, what? Don't be so pedestrian, dude. But anyway, Dan Carlin, he, in the Wrath of the Mongols episodes, he opens by talking about how in history, no one will ever leave a take unsaid, right? Eventually, over time, every take vacuum will be filled.
Yeah.
And he's connecting how, we talk about the Mongols now, like, well, look at some of the positive things that they did. They connected the world and trade routes were suddenly open from here to here. And it's like, okay, but if you were alive at the time, they killed millions of people and we're terrified, but we're like, but look at the spice trade. And he's like, eventually somebody's going to write a story about like the positive impact of like the Third Reich. Right? And that's awful and that's horrible, but like given time, somebody, so no stone is ever left unturned. That's how the NFL draft is. Yeah. No take will ever be left unsaid. And so all Tannenbaum did there was step into the vacuum. He filled the void. Nobody had yet played with J.J. McCarthy's actually maybe better than Jaden Daniels and was just held down by the system, and he decided to fulfill it. And he's not wholly wrong in that, their stats would have been different in different systems, but I also don't think that you can be objective, look at that tape, and tell me just purely physically. Okay, I'm not talking about how they work out in the NFL because that's got a million variables that end up impacting. But purely physically, you cannot convince me those two quarterbacks are close to one another.
No, not at all. They're not even remotely related. They're not distant cousins.
No.
That's not to say that J.J. McCarthy is not a good player. He is a good player. They won a national championship. He has a skill set. It's just not Jaden's skill set.
Yeah.
Now, Jaden's skill set, in my belief, would have traveled better to Michigan's offense than JJ's would have to LSU's offense. So, yes, the take is wrong just from every single angle. So, look, JJ might end up being a top 10 pick. Louis Riddick on ESPN, draft coverage, combine coverage over the last week, he said that there's a ton of personnel people that he talked to that say JJ will be a top 10 pick.
Well, look, I mean, I get it. They love his mental makeup, right? I think back to him meditating before the Rose Bowl and everything. He seems to have a very clear head on his shoulders. He made the biggest plays that he needed to in that Rose Bowl game down the stretch. remember how Harbaugh has raved about McCarthy's leadership for the past year. I mean, remember he was comparing him to like Pat Mahomes and others, and he was saying not in terms of play, but just in terms of like in locker room leadership, being in front of the guys. He's got great measurables. You saw that at Combine.
You think Harbaugh's mad that he's got Herbert? He's like, and he knows he can't do anything to draft J.J. McCarthy.
I know, dude. I think Harbaugh's probably pretty freaking pumped to get to work with Herbert. What do you think, dude?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, I think
the talent I think Herbert has over J.J. is.
That's what I'm saying.
By
Harbaugh's
a pretty big
weird,
margin,
and he loves J.J. I'm sure, but like Harbaugh's a quarterback at the end of the day.
Blake Corum's getting drafted by the Chargers at minimum.
That would not be surprising at all. Or one of those O-linemen. But yeah, Harbaugh, though, like, he's got to be pumped. He's a quarterback at the end of the day. He's got to be so excited to work with Herbert and that arm strength and everything else. But yeah, so look, actually, I was surprised. JJ threw it, for whatever this is worth. Joe Milton threw it 62 miles an hour at the combine. JJ threw it 61. So maybe a little more arm talent than I would give him credit for. But he's got good size. He had good measurables. So I'm not surprised if he goes to the top 10. But I do not see a world in which he should go over Jaden or Caleb Williams. If you wanted to say Drake May, I still wouldn't think so, but I don't feel as passionately about that.
Drake May is interesting because just like we talked about, I don't remember what show I said this on, but for so long we've talked about Caleb Williams being the number 1 overall pick, and it's almost like we talk about it so much and it's almost in such absolutes that we're like, we can't allow another player to come into that conversation. Same thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, we have talked about it so long, him being the top receiver, top offensive player outside of quarterback, all those things for so long. Sometimes you don't allow another player to kind of come into that conversation, even though Malik and Rome and other players I think are firmly in that conversation. Same thing with Drake May. Since he's been a freshman, a redshirt freshman, we have said he's going to be a top 3 NFL draft pick. And we just keep saying it and saying it and saying it. It's like, well, now that we're here, is it because we've been saying it, or is it because that he's actually gone out there and he deserves to be a top 3 pick? Because I've watched a ton of tape in these quarterbacks over the last 2 weeks. I have not found the moment for Drake May yet. Like, anybody in here, can y'all give me off the top of your head the moment from Drake May's college career?
The moment for me is just his body. You know, it's his raw physical skill set. There is no great moment. I mean, it looks like he really missed.
Well, as we know, though, that doesn't get you anywhere. Like, Joe Milton is going to impress every single time in a combine setting.
Well, but no.
So is Jeff George.
For sure. But I think, yeah, exactly, right. Now you're reaching the correct name for my household. But I mean, to be fair, he does have better tape than Joe Milton. Like, the disappointment for May comes in that this last year was a step back. 2 years, if he had built on what he did 2 years ago, you'd be like, oh, okay, this dude's beast. So there are red flags there, but he has that Justin Herbert body, right? And it's really hard, combined with better tape than a Milton. Though don't get it twisted. People are back on the Milton Express.
Oh, I know. They always do. They always jump right back on. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
But boys, did you see the throw, though? From the back angle? Did you see the throw? Look up the throw. Look up the Joe Milton throw.
And he, like, shoots it in the air.
I saw it, and I'm kind of like,
it's cool.
Okay, should the Saints look at developing Joe Milton, maybe?
He'll be a pro.
Take a little flyer on him?
He's got too much arm talent to not be a pro. Look, he ain't a starter.
Joe Milton.
Not at least right now, he ain't.
Joe Milton is... he is the proverbial bad boy when it comes to relationships. He's so hot and so just lustfully attractive, you think you can fix him. You think you can. And guess what? 99% of the time, that's bad logic. That doesn't work out. You get hurt. He gets hurt. It works out for nobody. But, Jake, there is that 1%. If you want to call it like Josh Allen, if you want to call it like there's that 1%. There's that one story of your friend's friend who got with the bad boy and it worked out for them. That's Joe Milton. And so it's hard not to look at that throw, dude. It's hard not to fall in love with that a little bit, dude. That's like having an 8-pack. It's like having the V's in your sides that point right down to where you're trying to draw attention. That is just a...
Call those Barbie cuts.
Yeah, Barbie cuts. Whatever you call them. That's... Ooh. So I'm kind of back on Joe Milton.
Yeah, you feel like you're on the Polar Express right now.
Well, did you see it? I mean, that throw was like 75 yards, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
Why are you shaking your head, Taylor? You can't throw it 75 yards.
I can't. I'm also not at the NFL Combine, so that doesn't really matter either. who was it? It was actually SEC Shorts and nailed this. And they were obviously being funny, but it was about halfway through the season. They were like, Tennessee's quarterback tryouts. And it's this guy, and like, he can't complete a slant. He can't complete an out. Like, he's super erratic. And then he gets mad at the end because he can't complete any passes, and he chunks the football like 80 yards. And the Tennessee offensive coordinator stands up and he goes, how far did you just throw that? He goes, do that again. And he goes, well, we don't know where it landed. He goes, don't care. That's Joe Milton. He can make the 80-yard throws. He can't make the 10-yard ones. No.
God, we talked so many times about him being able to throw it 80-plus yards in the offseason.
And that's all you hear.
And he didn't complete an 80-yard pass in the air.
Except for that one.
On
the
air.
Combine thing was tight, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. 6'5", 230. So whatever. The point is, Drake May has a lot of that Joe Milton physical, lustful excitement about him, but with much better tape. So, like, I see why he's favored over a McCarthy and everyone, because physically his ceiling would seem to be much higher. Even though I still think Penix is kind of getting massively disrespected in all this.
I 100% agree with you.
Also, y'all were talking about, like, J.J. McCarthy being a riser. If you go look at, like, the results of him for his combine throws, because the three big names we were watching at the combine and far as throwing was Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and J.J. McCarthy. All reports are that McCarthy was actually the shakiest of the three. All the reports
everything
were that,
I've read was that he looked good.
He started slow, and then he built up to be really good. And everybody was like, oh, Nix and Penix, like, they were sharp across the board. And look, I get it. He won a national championship. He was awesome. But, I mean, Nix and Penix, they had big-time games in college as well. I guess my question is, why McCarthy over the other two? Maybe that's what I'm missing. I don't know. I like J.J. McCarthy.
I think the deal. I don't know what the deal with Penix is. I think it made the injuries. That's all I can point to.
But he passed all of his combine. Like, everything that he did there was.
I would go Penix over McCarthy, and also the combine Penix. What I did read too is that he was the only one that was really out there slinging it. That everybody else, afraid to get incomplete, were kind of throwing behind, kind of safe, kind of conservative. And even though Penix didn't know the receivers, he was still just launching it out there, leading guys. So I mean, that's my 2 cents. But I don't know. I don't grind film like these other guys.
You grind what?
I grind WoW, baby. Almost level 40. That's right. Getting damn close.
I get to new staff, and he just acts like he's the best now.
It does feel good. I mean, I walk around, and I just kind of show it to people constantly.
You show people your staff, just walk around?
Stand in the middle of town.
You've been known to do that.
My staff. Look at this, yes.
At Brazilian restaurants.
At the middle, I went into the WoW equivalent of Texas Day Brazil, hopped on the table, and whipped that thing out last night. Pegasus JJ says, Pegasus J says, JJ's the mystery box from Family Guy. I could see that a bit. Where do we start here? Okay, the point is, Jaden Daniels has no problem going to New England. In fact, we'll bring it back. Jaden said, talking to the Times-Picayune, the best situation is whoever believes in me. Obviously, someone's going to take a chance on me and say, this kid can manage our organization or can change our organization, our franchise, be the face of the franchise. So the main thing is just supporting me. And obviously, if they call my name, they believe and support me. So he can go anywhere. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. You want real steel? You want Community Steel right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. They go straight from the wholesaler. They make everything right there on site. That means you get the best prices, and it means you can actually see the product before you buy it. Purlin, tubing, sheet metal, steel buildings. Like, the buildings are actually already built there on the site. It's like walking through a model home, getting an idea of exactly what you're going to be getting. And look, whether it's personal use or business, talk with a live and local sales team. Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com.
We always encourage you to go see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. And again, they are open. They open early. They open at 7 a.m., so they've been open for 37 minutes already. So go to that website, CommunitySteelCo.com. Top right corner. Go to the very top right corner. Click on Community Steel. It'll show you exactly where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana. And we tell you all the time, they are the go-to. They are the local. They don't have to call and ask for permission, but you can call them to get it done today, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB! UVC radiation in the chat says, detox flies, I don't know what he's talking about, he says, is a germ killer. It's funny, though. He must have read my mind because I was thinking about this yesterday. I was at, I just left my bar class, and I was reading some Court of Mist and Fury, you know, waiting on some food to get out for the kids. And, which is actually all true. I'm going through like a white woman's midlife crisis currently. But, so whatever, the food comes out, it's like nuggets and fries, whatever kids are eating. And these nuggets keep dropping on the ground because my son's new favorite thing is throwing stuff on the ground and then saying, uh-oh, like after he created the problem.
Yeah.
Little dummy, little stupid idiot. And so I just, I kept eating the food off of the ground. And then I kind of got thinking, like, I don't hold much fear of ground germs, dude. No. It depends on the type of food that hits the ground. If it's a wet food that's sticky, certainly you don't want to eat that off the ground. But like if my food hits the ground, 95% of the time I'm picking it up and eating it. What about y'all? Where do you land on eating food off the floor?
Where am I? Like, am I just at home?
No, public place.
No, I'm not gonna eat it. If I'm at home, yeah. If I'm in a public place, no.
I will say this: I do have some measure of shame. I will hide it, right? I'll pick it up and kind of act like I'm like throwing it away, and then like a magician, I'll like palm it
Now,
and then I'll
falling
wait
on
a
the
few
table-
seconds so everybody's know, and then like, oh, and then I take it down.
Falling on the table is a different story.
Yeah,
But floor,
it's
no.
a table, you idiot. Of course, it's a different
Well, I mean,
story.
the
What do you
table's
mean?
still dirty most of the time, but yeah.
Well, that's my entire point. Everything's dirty all the time. So what difference is the floor really, right? You're sitting on chairs other people sit on. You're I don't know. Everybody's putting their elbows on the table anyway. The plates go on the table. What's the difference with the floors?
Look, I'm I mean, you know this. I'm kind of a germaphobe, but that doesn't bother me. Like if it's on the floor, like real quick, like 2 little quick blows each side.
So you go a little blow.
Yeah, a little blow. Clean it off.
I love that. I love that even more because there is no way.
No, there's no way
there
it's
is
clean.
actually any cleaning function of.
Don't want any hair on it.
Yeah, that's the main thing. No hair.
Just don't want any hair on
No
it.
hair. Like if an apple falls on the ground at home.
Yeah.
Like there's too many animals
I mean,
in my house.
because
There's an okay
honestly,
chance of getting up with some hair on it. That's a wrap.
Me too. We got a lab, and so, I mean, honestly, like think about like the fork that you're using at that restaurant anyway. Like how many people and like how clean is that fork really? So like I'm a weirdo. When I go to a restaurant, like I'm getting my shirt and I am wiping that fork off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a while.
Have y'all ever eaten food off of somebody's plate that you did not know?
Oh,
no,
that
that
I
you
did
did
not
not know.
know?
Just a
Oh,
random
no.
plate. I did that a couple times back in the day. I would not do that anymore.
Would you like? Are you the guy like room service hotel? Like if they put out half a pizza, you're like, yeah, that's coming home with me.
It's always a burger with me.
Okay.
But yes, if I have in the past seen like a half-eaten room service burger sitting outside, I'm like, that's a waste of a good burger. I've done it on spring breaks before a couple times in like Whataburgers and whatnot. It's just sometimes people waste just whatever. Why do you eat? Why eat half a burger? What are you doing with the other half?
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I won't do that anymore. To be clear, okay.
What is
I have grown up a little
the elite room service order? Is it burger and fries or is it club sandwich and fries?
It's close, but I'm gonna go club sandwich and
I'm gonna
fries.
go club sandwich and fries.
It's a little. It's got a higher floor, lower ceiling.
I agree.
Burgers can be better, but it's way harder to screw up a club sandwich. You can screw up the path to screwing up a burger is way more wide open.
Yeah, a lot of times the chef in a room service order likes to keep that burger on the grill a little too long for your boy. No matter how much you tell them that I don't want that anywhere close to past medium.
Well, and the easiest way to screw up a burger, and I find that a lot of hotels do this, is with the wrong bread. Like if you get bread that just soaks too much, and then all of a sudden it's like falling apart and it's all mushy. Like
then you got pink dough.
Yeah, exactly, and that ain't it either. Alondra, do you eat food off the floor?
Absolutely not.
Never?
No.
What about at home?
At home, I might.
What if like spaghetti fell on the floor?
I'm one of those people that like, if I go to a restaurant and you know how like the straws are covered?
Yeah.
Okay, if that falls on the floor, I'm getting a new straw. And I'm like Jake, like I will wipe the F out of a fork.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not eating food off the floor.
I think the nastiest thing I've ever eaten off the floor, my friends make fun of me. This was in high school. I was at the Georgia Dome, and they had those sticky bar floors, and the cheese from my personal pan pizza fell on the floor, and I scooped it up and slurped it down.
Bruh.
Oh yeah,
that's a step too far. To be clear, that's a step
far.
too far. That is a step too far. Absolutely.
That is a bridge I'm not crossing.
You can't eat wet food off the floor. No, I mean if it's a fried tendy, something
fried
like that,
shrimp,
yes,
something like that,
that's
yeah.
fine. You can't eat wet food off the floor. Again, I've grown, I'm matured, but I don't hold a lot of fear of food germs. That's all I'm saying, or of ground germs. Like there's germs everywhere, you know. Yeah. Why are we discriminating against the ground germs? I was thinking about that. Like, can I get actually sick? I don't know that I can.
I'm going to say that your immune system, you have built up.
That's true.
Some incredible things inside that belly.
You got an iron stomach, dude. Like everybody gets hit with the stomach virus, and I barely felt it this last week. Everybody else was puking their guts out of my house. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour one of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Would you eat anything on the movie theater floor, asked Snooki? Well, generally I'm getting popcorn, and popcorn's just not worth the effort. But yeah, like a Tinder or something, absolutely. No problem. No problem. What are you going to do? You're going to get sick? No, you're going to get tough. A K to Z window coverings. You know who likes to eat on the floor? Kirby Smart. He told his UGA team, I want some people who are willing to eat off the floor. That's the work ethic that K to Z brings to bear, okay? They go eat off the floor for you.
All right.
If you need window coverage, you need somebody who's going to go the extra mile. Bring your home to the next level, whether it's a starter home, the home of your dream. We got all price points, okay? Functional, and aesthetic improvements. It's all there for you at KDZ Window Coverage, KDZBlinds.com.
Yeah, they really do have every price point, and I can tell you that because like I've worked with them so many times already, and every time it's been fantastic. And they like how fast they can come into your house, know your space, and know exactly what you need. It's incredible. They'll do it for you as well. KDZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Wash Your Mouth says, nothing's wrong with eating your lucky dog after accidentally dropping it on Bourbon Street. That's a step too far. Step too far. Nastiest thing I ever did on Bourbon Street was trying to be funny, probably freshman year, and I was basically in a tux humping the gutter juice that like gathers on the side. Just disgusting.
Wait, like literally like thrusting into the gutter juice?
No. It was more gutter juice adjacent, but I mean, to say that I didn't come up with any moisture would also be incorrect. Because you know how all of Bourbon Street just has that kind of general wetness to it?
Yeah.
There general
is
moistness.
Always a dewiness to it.
Yes, always. And it's sweat, it's urine, it's a little bit of snot. It's
the whole Bourbon,
just really everything.
Downtown New Orleans.
Lucky dog juice, car exhaust. Just a little bit of it all. Whatever bar runoff happens in their plumbing, probably some fecal matter mixed in, thanks to those New Orleans sewage system.
So what led to you dry humping the.
I don't know, dude. We were
Street
like I
juice.
said. I think I was trying to be funny and be like, look at me. It was after Endymion, after the Endymion ball, at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. one time.
But you haven't done that?
No, believe it or not.
Champ, a little too real here, says T-Bob's son's reaction to creating the problem is T-Bob's reaction when he created the problem. Okay, relax, Champ. I guess I do maybe have a have an issue with doing a little bit of the throw it on the ground and then say myself. So screw you, dude. Too real.
I can't wait till Quad Bob comes of age and T-Bob tries to be this parent. It's like, you can't do that. And be like, T-Bob, I knew you when you were 18.
So I'll say if the Cannon could get away with playing that game, I think I can too. Maybe the only difference is
but the Cannon's life wasn't as archived as yours.
I was going to say, it's not as well chronicled, right? But actually, how well chronicled is any of this going to be in 20 years? What the hell will the internet look like in 20 years? Like, isn't that one of the funny things about the era we exist in now? I think like we have more of the correspondence of like George Washington and the founding fathers than we do Steve Jobs emails, because they all got lost to time because they were never correctly stored in a digital format. Right?
Which is why I still have DVDs and CDs.
If you're really about that life, Alondra, you should look into making your own Plex server. I don't really know much about it.
What does that mean?
I don't. So there's gonna smarter people get to, or not smart. Like I don't know much about it.
Okay.
What I know
You're
about
about to call
Plex
yourself
server,
dumb and you're like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say smarter, but I don't know that knowing like how to run a Plex server is like a measure of intelligence. I think it's just being into it or not. But basically it's just like you can rip those DVDs and CDs and everything else, and you can store them on your own server where you can call them up at any time. Like I have a buddy who still downloads all of his movies and music illegally and stores them on his own server. So he's amassed his own private Netflix, essentially.
Interesting.
His own private streaming service that only he has access to.
Okay.
So it's a way to back up digitally some of your physical
I
copies.
could start like my own Blockbuster.
I think it's probably an awful business proposition, but you could.
Yeah.
You absolutely could.
I could.
Video rental.
So like you wouldn't want to borrow like any of my DVDs. I have some pretty good ones.
I have reached an insane place where I don't have the ability to play DVD. I realized.
Oh my gosh.
You gonna borrow my CDs?
I can play CDs. I saw yesterday that the 2018 Sienna has a CD player in there. I was shocked.
Okay.
I've never put one in. I popped in, shout out my guy John. He gave me that 1984 Inya's Watermark CD.
Yes.
Popped that in yesterday. Felt good. But yeah, no DVDs.
Someone told me about Inya once, and I thought it was a dirty joke.
You thought they wanted to get Inya? Hour two next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Flustering coming up. Keep it locked. Agaton Baton Rouge Asbury. Agutemp Baton Rouge, AgutempBR.com. AgutempBR.com. You want to go to Agutemp today for all your AC, heat, and electrical needs. Okay, we want you to take control of your comfort zone here at Agutemp, and you can do that with Agutemp, and you're going to get the best service in the business. They say service to the highest degree, and as I always tell you, that's not just lip service, okay? That's why the reviews are so high. You are going to be flabbergasted when you work with Agutemp. Agutemp Baton Rouge, AgutempBR.com.
Are blown away.
Yeah. We say it all the time.
No, it's
It is
too
good.
It's too good. Play the hits.
That's true. That's
what Agutemp does every single day. They come out, they play the hits. Best service there is. AgutempBR.com, AgutempBR.com.
Value Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, March 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 79. In hour 2 of today's show, Matt Flynn stops by for a full hour of flustering here in studio. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. OTB hour number 2. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for some flustering with our own QB1, Mr. Matt Flynn. Matt, what's up, dog? What's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
What's happening?
Nothing.
I was kind of thinking, I was listening to y'all earlier. I was thinking about what miles per hour I threw the football at the combine.
Yeah, what'd you throw?
And how that greatly impacted my career.
He didn't go to the combine.
He was hurt.
Well,
weren't you hurt?
I don't even know. No, I was there. I was coming off a shoulder injury.
Because you couldn't play in the All-Star game because you were hurt.
Yeah, because I sprained my AC joint.
Could you do anything at the combine? I can't remember. I knew you were there. But did you?
Yeah, I did. Hey, I threw.
Dude, you don't need to be jealous because you can't throw like 75 yards like Milton can, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
No,
y'all didn't throw to us, though.
Dude.
We had like
no, y'all had
combine arms.
Yeah, you had some combine arms.
Yeah,
we threw. Yeah, I threw.
For some reason I didn't.
That was a good draft class for QBs. Not like any like huge super. Matt Ryan, yeah.
Joe Flacco.
We had some dudes that stuck around. We had
Brian
some longevity.
Brom?
Yeah.
Or was it Jeff Brom? Which one?
Brian.
It was Brian.
Jeff's the head coach. Brian's his brother, and he got beat out by a 7th-round pick out of LSU. Matthew
Was Brian the 2nd or 3rd round pick of the Packers that year? So,
Second.
ooh, 7th beat out this 2nd.
So
That's
that
big
year,
time.
my draft class,
But
we
you
had
could throw
no-
faster than him. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You want his QB ball velocity?
Yeah, that's exactly
it's like,
why.
you could throw
I could
faster,
throw
and they're like,
faster.
oh, okay, yeah, keep him in.
I have Matthew Flynn's combine results.
Oh, let's hear him.
QB ball velocity, 50 miles per hour.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Cut him. Cut him today.
Get him out of here.
His
Cut him
40-yard
immediately.
dash, 4.8.
Oh, we're kind of back in.
So hold
we're
on,
back in.
that was my
4.81,
worst
yeah.
40. That was my worst 40
Yeah,
I
you
ever
feel
ran.
faster than a 4.8, to be fair.
Yeah,
You
I had
better
never
on-field
run
speed
above
than
like a
that.
4.72, I think, and then I went and trained. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, you're trained in what, like Florida or Arizona?
I did.
I wore the wrong cleats.
Geez, guys, get over it. What else we got?
Read that Wonderlic score,
Yeah,
High.
Wonderlic looks like 38 out of 50.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like top tier.
So
What about
vertical
hand size?
28 doesn't matter for quarterback.
Damn, I jumped higher than Matt. You saw
Hand size.
Oh, I got no creepers.
I don't think hand size is. Hand size is not. Oh, yeah, it is. 9 inches straight up.
Whoa!
Is what it says.
No, we've already
9-inch
It
kid,
says-
dude. What's up, dog?
I'm not dapping
What? What, dude?
We've
what?
already measured it here.
Yeah,
My hands
so
have
your
grown.
hands grew a little
Hey.
bit. Still, though, dude, you at one
for me.
time you were a 9-inch king, bro.
So my new favorite website is mockdraftable.com, and
Why?
you can pull up because I'm like obsessed with the combine and draft. It's
That's
the thing
true.
that I love.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it gives like a spider chart of like where you fall in your percentile, like all-time quarterbacks. So your weight, 81st percentile.
No big deal.
6'2", 231. Your 40-yard dash, 55. That's not bad. It's not too bad. Your vertical jump, 15.
Yeah, okay, not great.
Yeah. 20-yard shuttle, 50. So, I mean, it's, you compare it to Chad Henne, Jay Cutler, Matthew Stafford, and Nathan Peterman, Drew Stanton, and J.T. O'Sullivan. J.T. O'Sullivan, great.
That
Let me
is
tell
the
you-
whitest group of quarterbacks
Let me
I've
tell you-
ever heard in my right. Read those names one more time.
Jay Cutler, Chad Henne, Nathan Peterman, Matthew Stafford, Drew Stanton, and J.T. O'Sullivan.
Let me tell you where my
boy.
mentals were going into this combine. So you tried to do everything that you're supposed to do after the season. Like you're supposed to hire an agent. You're supposed to go off and train because it's like the best of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, we just played like the latest game possible because we played the national championship.
Yeah.
I was
Like
coming off
January
like
9th.
it was
Yeah.
a national championship. I had to basically just shoot up my shoulder to
You
not
should've
feel
opted
it,
out.
right?
Yeah.
And so like I had an injury on my shoulder.
You had some ankle stuff.
And so, and I had an ankle coming off an ankle.
Yeah.
And we just won
Sure.
the national championship. And I was like, I do not want to go to Florida and train. I
No.
want to sit here and like celebrate a little bit.
Yeah.
Just sit on the couch and just go.
Yeah,
Like,
it'd been like 5 years
But
of
it's
like
like-
daily, incredibly
Yeah.
hard work, and you had accomplished all your life streams at that
Exactly.
point.
And so I remember like getting back to Baton Rouge and like the next day driving or flying to Houston for the Shrine Bowl or whatever it was to go like I didn't even practice. I was just like going to interview and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I go straight from there to Orlando to train, and I hated it.
Yeah.
I was so miserable. I remember thinking, I was like, I just want to sit here and train with Moffitt and like be in Baton Rouge, train with Moffitt. And so I go, and I was miserable training this whole time. And like I knew I shouldn't be in my head because it's like, wow, I'm going to the NFL Combo. This is incredible. Like what an honor this is.
It's tough though, man.
And I go, and I run the worst 40 of my life. I was fat. I was just like,
Looking back
Hey,
on
but
it,
then look, you beat out Braum. Screw
you
him.
did. Looking back on it, I probably we could have sat here with Moffitt, me, you, and Stelzy, and
it did way
got it
better,
done.
right?
Yeah.
It did, and done way better. Like I got more out. I would have gotten more out of that.
But no agents accept that. I feel like
No, they don't.
They
don't.
want
They-
you.
Now, who I had in Arizona was fantastic, but I don't think I had to do it.
Right.
That's my point. Like we actually had a really good trainer. He ended up being my strength coach for the Broncos. He was really
Right.
good, but
Like what
do we really?
Because
do
I trained at the Wild World of Sports at Disney with Tom Shaw.
Okay, yeah.
And so he was like at the time, it's like I've had the fastest 40 at the combine, and I was like, well, Chris Johnson's here. Like he's going to run the fastest 40 no matter.
Yeah, you just
how you
just
train
got
to
the
start,
you recruited
right?
the fastest guy.
I remember running against. So he was training with us, and we were doing like 10-yard starts. And like again, my mentals at this point, I did not want to train. I didn't want to be there. Blah blah blah. Chris Johnson, I think, beat me by 6 yards in a 10-yard start.
Yeah. I mean,
hard to
Chris
do.
Johnson. What
Yeah.
he did
a
he
record,
have the
I think,
record
for
for
a
a time
while.
before John Ross? Like
I
he
think
had like
he
a
did.
4.2
Yeah, he did.
something.
He had a 4.28 or something like that.
Yeah, but did you see Xavier Worthy's 4.21 run?
Yeah.
Bro, that thing. That looked like otherworldly alien type of fast.
Yeah. People keep talking about you watch the combine every year, and then you keep talking about like head injuries in football. It's like, man, people are getting so much bigger and faster and leaner and just nastier. But that skull ain't getting any thicker.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, those suckers are running.
It's a physics.
Edge rushers running 4.4s.
Yeah.
Well, it's a physics equation at some point, right? mass times velocity is like force or something.
Yeah.
Like, so yes, the impact is getting larger and larger and larger. And I think there's probably an element of like bodies, not as much of the head. The head is the head. But in terms of ligaments and stuff, I mean, you hear a lot of the old heads talk that like maybe these bodies aren't as calloused as they used to be because they are a bit more pampered. They're a bit like these race horses that, back in the day, you could race a horse like 24/7. It could handle it because what it's always did. Now it's few and far between, and it's real easy for things to kind of blow up. It's got the same sort of feel. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Ocho's he's been pounding, him and Shay pounding.
I think the best example of that is pitcher's arms.
Yeah, true.
That's literally what I was grabbing my mic to say.
Was it really?
Yeah, like the pitch count. That's my argument against the pitch count.
I mean,
we were just talking about Nolan Ryan the other day.
How many stories do we have from like our dads or whoever it is saying that they used to pitch full game doubleheaders like when they were in high school and college?
We talked about Nolan Ryan the other day. He threw like it was an extra inning complete game, which he threw over 230 pitches, and then 3 days later threw like 6 shutout innings against the Braves or something.
And he didn't ruin his arm. He came out as a 65-year-old and threw a first pitch at like 80 mile an hour or something like that. I love that.
Hell, at 65, he was still throwing in the big leagues. He was probably 75 at the first pitch.
Okay, force equals mass times acceleration. That's what I was looking for. Force, yes. And
it's like maybe not at like the skill positions, but at the big boy positions in the NFL. When we were playing, it was like, man, those guys that played football in the 80s, no way they're making our team. Like, it's just a different game. We're bigger, stronger, faster. It's to that point now. Like they're way bigger, stronger, faster than
where does it end? What are the eventually you have to reach the limit of
just
human ability, right?
Super soldiers playing,
or
in the
maybe
NFL.
not because we as human beings continue to get like better and better nutrition and better science, and so maybe we just keep pushing this thing. Who's gonna break that?
Better hydration,
I mean, bro. Somebody's gonna run a 4.1.
Yeah.
We're at a 4.1. We are right on the edge of it. At that point, you're just a car.
I also want to bring up something that y'all were talking about. Who's the quarterback from Tennessee that you said threw 80 yards?
Oh, Joe Milton. Did you see the video?
I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that there's never been an 80-yard pass completed in a football game.
80 air yards you talking about?
Air yards.
Yeah. You'd have to sit there forever in the
I would
pocket,
be willing to bet that maybe one 75-yarder.
Look at this. Look at this video. Look at this video, dude. Look at this video.
Maybe.
Look at this video. Look how easy, man. Look. Boom. Ooh.
Okay.
All right, now let's show the one where he did it against South Carolina.
He'll never complete a pass that long in the NFL.
Yeah, but it's tight though, dude.
I think we're all forgetting about Uncle Rico.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
The average deep ball or go route in the NFL college is completed from 38 to 42 yards down the field.
Yeah, and people
hardly ever at 43 or 44.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this. I don't know. Okay,
we'll
look it up.
Which is like all those are like 65.
Yeah, but it ends up being like a 48 to 52 yard throw
because you're in the pocket.
Because you're in the pocket and you're throwing it diagonally down the field.
I think y'all are overthinking it. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm drafting Xavier Worthy. I'm drafting Joe Milton, and every single play I'm just calling to bomb like I'm playing blitz. Mm-hmm. And I'm just
every year
and
we
telling
get
Worthy to run underneath it.
Wait till the pro days count. Every year we get that sweet highlight of those pro day throws where they're backpedaling to the left and throwing off balance across their body. Oh, so sexy. Yeah. Oh, draft them.
Yeah.
So
Zach Wilson.
When I was at the combine, I couldn't believe that they brought out a radar gun to see our mind, and you just throw into a pad.
Yeah.
I think I was laughing during it.
I can see you laughing during that.
That was the stupidest thing.
I got to find some more 2008 quarterbacks.
An early Google. We're going to keep looking this up, but I read a post from a year ago.
Go down the list. Kevin O'Connell. Third rounder.
Has
Chad Henne.
Jared Goff. Oh, wait, no. Fun fact.
Colt Brennan.
Longest completion by air yards in NFL history, 66.4 yards.
There you go.
Yeah, it was Baker Mayfield's Hail Mary to Donovan Peoples-Jones from, I guess, a couple of years ago with the Browns, and it traveled 66.4 yards in the air.
Yeah, just think about
Baker Mayfield. How about that? NFL record holder, Taylor. Big for you.
That one, that deep post that Michael Vick threw to Deshaun Jackson when they were the Eagles from like their own end zone, that had to be getting close to 70 yards.
I'll look at it. To be fair, this was a Reddit post, so I'll keep looking it up and see if we can.
I didn't want to say it because you'd have been like, of course you're going to say that is the real record. I read that about Baker like last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that clip. I'd like to count the yards because I think air yards counts from the line of scrimmage, so it also depends on how far back you are.
Well, I think I don't know. So I don't know on this exactly, but it was a 57-yard touchdown pass. So they may be counting from the launch point here.
Boy, if it was a Hail Mary, he may have caught it in the back of the end zone as well. I mean, that adds.
Oh, that's true. Oh, wait, no, you're right. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe it is from the line of scrimmage, and he actually caught it in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he could have, because, I mean, that adds 10 yards.
But a lot of times, Hail Marys, you're trying to, like, sneak up as close as you can to the line of scrimmage, so you're not. I want to pull up that Michael Vick to Deshaun Jackson clip.
All right, we'll
I have it right here.
Oh, okay, let's see it.
I want to see how many air yards that is.
See it?
So he's on those are from the 4.
Oh, my God. What?
Catches it. That would have landed on the 40,
35?
the 31, 32.
Yeah.
That's a lot of math we're trying to do. That feels like 70 yards
it's like
right there.
64.
Damn.
I would say it's about 64, 65
See,
yards.
We'll play it again.
61.
Who's say Joe Milton can't?
All right, so in the 4. So
He's not Michael Vick.
The 4. Pause it, Taylor. Were you okay? So he caught it at the 34. Would have landed about 30. 4 to 34, 70 yards?
70 yards.
Damn. That's crazy.
Is that right? Yeah.
Or 36, I guess, technically. But still. That's absolutely
I think it's
insane.
60.
Look.
It's 60 yards? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think I don't know if I could do math, but
Yeah, so it's 44 yards to the 50
guys.
plus 60. Yeah, 60 yards.
No, y'all
Riveting stuff here, guys.
no, I don't know.
Riveting stuff
No,
here,
guys, okay. So 50 yards, okay. So that half of the field.
50 minus 34,
And then
16.
34, 16, okay. So
Yep.
that's 66.
16
okay,
plus 44.
and then you minus 4 from the 4-yard line. That's 62. Where
Okay,
are y'all
we
getting
nailed it.
70 from?
I didn't say 70.
Yeah, I was thinking like 50 plus 20. That's how I got 70.
I think we nailed
No,
it. I
but-
think we're right there. We're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
No, but you have to minus the 4 because it was 34, and then minus the other 4 because he threw it from the 4.
Look, sometimes you got to take a bird's eye view on things. You're like all hung up on the details. Okay, I deal in broad brushstrokes.
That looked 90 to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. It could have gone 90 if he had really wanted to.
So I think Milton first pick.
Yeah, that's the entire point of all of this. Draft Joe Milton, draft Xavier Worthy, and then all your NFL problems are solved. When we get back, we still got to talk about Matt's escapades to the LSU gymnastics meet, the Iditarod dog race.
Ooh, did y'all see a nuclear plant being planned on the moon?
No, and we'll get into a nuclear plant being planned on the moon as well. Keep it locked right here.
Real
OTB.
story.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
1 + 2 = 3. Okay? That's simple. You know what else is simple? Getting your next vehicle from All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is a website where you can start to explore what All-Star can offer you. Go look at the selection, whether it is Toyota certified used vehicles, or you still get great warranty coverage. If you're looking at a brand new Toyota, maybe you're leasing. And I cannot recommend enough, y'all, the hybrids. Do you know how good it feels to get 30 plus miles to the gallon? Bruh. Might as well be sailing. No gas used ever. It's awesome. Saves money. And every new Toyota's basically got that hybrid in it. So go check them out today. And remember, All-Star Toyota Service Center. Show up, mention OTB, $100 surge deductible, All-Star Toyota.
Go rent that vehicle today for spring break. Go buy something brand new. Go lease something. Everything is available over at All-Star. Check it out on allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, here's a headline that is in no way disconcerting from Reuters. Russia says it's considering putting a nuclear power plant on the moon with China. It's a couple old chums just chopping it up on the moon. Sure, whatever. I already said yesterday, we're already in the end times. We have been in the end times since the creation of the internet. This is merely the continuation of the end times.
Can we just say, can we just ponder this? What the hell is happening in space right now? You got 10 or 15 years ago, or whenever it was, NASA just gets defunded.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Space Force gets invented out of thin air without any warning.
Well, eventually you do.
And then you got all these billionaires shooting rockets off every day. Then the UFO stuff gets leaked. Now you got nuclear plants on the moon. What's happening up there, people?
I guess what's happening is we've pretty much settled all of the Earth, right? And so now, obviously, there's still disputes over territories here on Earth, but the next frontier, the final frontier, where that's not settled, who owns the moon, who gets this chunk, who gets that chunk, who gets this sector of space, I guess that's what's happening. Those are the next battles that have to take place. That's why you have a Space Force and everything else.
When's the Space Hotel?
After the nuclear power plant.
Who's going to own it?
Done. Well, that's the beauty of capitalism, right? In theory, private ventures would fund it more efficiently than governmental ventures and more accurately because you're competing, right? And so you have to be the best. Now, that's the theory behind it all. Let's put it to the test. SpaceX versus China and Russia. Who will win?
That seems insurmountable.
Can't you only spend so much time in space because there's so much radiation from the sun? Isn't that right? And our ozone kind of filters it out.
I don't know.
I saw it in a documentary, so it's fact.
Everything about space is horrifyingly anti-human, right? Like everything wants to kill you. There's no friendly element of space besides maybe no gravity, which seems like kind of tight for a few minutes. But I don't know that I would want that might wear off after like a year of being in these like tight little tubes. Can you imagine doing an actual spacewalk?
Nope.
Going out on the ISS, hurtling around the Earth, and you're just hooked on by a carabiner, like looking at that flat disc there down below you. Whew.
Nothing intrigues me less than going to space.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not one bit of me is intrigued.
No,
by
the
that.
only thing I want to do, the only thing I want to do is I do want to do the. I would like to do the vomit comet.
Go up
thing.
and down.
Yeah, where they simulate no gravity. Isn't that how they filmed Apollo 13? Right? Am I crazy?
No, they just do that. You can do that on planes.
Yeah,
I did that once on the.
They're called vomit planes. They're planes that do that. They climb and they dip, and during that arc at the top, that parabola.
Yeah.
I think at the top you have like however long of no gravity.
What's the big old bomber plane that leads the Angels out at the air shows?
B-52? I don't know.
No, it's called Fat Albert or something like that. So I got to ride on that one year when I was playing, and so they do like combat maneuvers in it. That's during the show.
Ooh,
and so when you take off, it's like they take off like super fast and super straight up, like acting like they're under fire or whatever. And they get to the top, and they're like, we're going to create zero gravity here. And they just flatten off like really fast.
Did you float?
I did.
For how long?
It was like a couple seconds.
Like multiple seconds? I mean, I guess the closest I would have ever gotten to that feeling is on any sort of roller coaster ride like that, but I've never had like an extended.
In my brain, it probably felt like 4 or 5 seconds, but it was probably like 1 or 2. I don't know.
It's a C-130 Hercules.
Damn.
It was wild, man. It was pretty intense. So you're flying on this big ass bomber plane, and who knows how long these wings are, and it felt like we were like 10 feet off because this is during the Pensacola air show.
Yeah.
So it felt like we were like 10 feet off the ocean, and I'm like, what if like we hit a rogue wave?
Yeah, rogue waves. Rogue waves crazy. Rogue waves are crazy. Dude.
Or just like a road, like gust of wind. Don't tip that wing. It was pretty creepy. It
freaks me out, but it's also, and I've never been to a Blue Angels show. I can't imagine what it's like because I went to the show and in Tensaw at Lake Bruin. They have an air show that they do every summer, and it's these kitted out crop dusters, and these maneuvers, how these cats do it boggles the mind. How are you in so much control? How are you in so much control that you can fly like 6 feet from your buddy and you're not running into one another? It's unfathomable to me. I don't understand how it's possible.
Super impressive. Like those, they get those, like you said, the crop dusters or whatever, and they stall them out and they just spin.
Terrifying.
And fall and they start their engine back. No.
They got the flames shooting out.
I want to do that as much as I want to go to space.
Matt C says Blue Angels will be in Belle Chase March 23rd and 24th. Hell yeah, dude.
I've been to the one in Blue Chase. It's great.
Blue Chase?
You know, man.
the Bell Angels?
Yeah.
I know. I was looking at these planes here.
Matt, how was gymnastics, dude? So you took the whole clan on Friday?
We did. We took the whole clan.
198?
Yep. That was the first gymnastics meet that I've been to in a long time, and then first one my kids and wife have been to. So we had an awesome time, dude. Electric
environment, bro.
Yeah.
And Haley be hitting them perfect 10s.
We got a perfect 10. Got robbed on a couple of perfect 10s too. Like me and all the kids.
I love a good 10
and Lacey, we were all 10. And you always like wait, good. Like the crowd will start chanting it, but you always like you look down and you looked at Dee Dee. If Dee Dee's throwing up the 10s, it's like, yep, start the chant up. She knows.
Yeah, you got to watch the Joe Burrow of gymnastics and Haley Bryant ply her trade. I think she's going to named SEC Gymnast of the Week for the 5th time this year.
Yeah, we were walking
leads
out.
The country in perfect 10s.
We were leaving the PMAC, and they were announcing like the winners because they don't announce them, I guess, while everyone's still there and they're on there. They just kind of announce them like as everyone's walking off. And they were like the winner of the vault, and they're like for her 77th title. I was like, whoa, that's pretty incredible.
No, there's and what I love about gymnastics is you don't really have to know that much to get sucked into it, right? Now the nuances, sure, right? Like I'm missing, unless it's like a fall or a very obvious wobble. I don't understand always like the minor imperfections within the routine that cause you to get deducted. But everybody can appreciate here comes the big trick. Oh my God, they landed the big stud.
Stuck it.
Let's freaking go. And then the whole place just explodes. It's electric. They're going to be at the River Center this Friday, which is technically a road meet. But you don't know how this works. So they moved down to number 3 in the country behind Cal, despite posting a better score than Cal did this last week. But it has something to do with road scores. So they need to show out this Friday at the Purple and Gold Classic because it is technically a road meet. There's going to be Auburn, George Washington, and Texas Women's University at the River Center this weekend. It is not a part of the LSU season ticket package. So if you want to go to purpleandgoldclassic.com or just Google it, Purple and Gold Classic. There's tickets available. But I was very happy to hear that you and the family had such a good time, dude.
Yeah, we did. Had a great time. And they are good.
They're so good.
So good.
So good. I mean, here's to hoping they can. That's the terrifying thing about gymnastics, though, right? Any sport that demands that sort of perfection, just like it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, and it was probably, the scoring is so deceptive too, and it's like any given night you could have a good night or a bad night. Like watching LSU versus Alabama, like on everything, almost everything, like clearly better. Like,
yes,
it was more impressive. It looked more challenging. They stuck the land, like everything, but during like the fourth rotation, you look up and we're only leading by like a point.
Yeah, the scores never there's never that great of a disparity.
Because you drop the worst score.
Like even winning by an entire point, which I think they ended up doing, is like a big margin of victory, I feel like.
Yeah.
But
it's like even as dominant as it seemed, like if they have a couple little wobbles here.
Yeah,
or there,
exactly.
Right?
Two like you said, you drop your lowest. But if two girls, just have an off night, then you lose that event, and then maybe you lose the match as a whole. And then, you got your Oklahomas of the world and all these other incredible, whatever. I can't wait to watch the tournament this year, and here's to hoping that this LSU team can find a way. Because, that's the thing. You got to be at your best when it's time. You can't have a bad play. There is not a lot of room for one snapping clear. You just have to be perfect the entire time. All right. When we get back here on Off the Bench, we will finally get into the Iditarod and more of your comments. If you want to ask Matt anything, go ahead, get in the YouTube chat, youtube.com/1045ESPN. More OTB coming at next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Central Plumbing is there for you and has been there for you for 50 years. We've also got some very exciting news to share with you pretty soon on behalf of Central Plumbing and the Dreams Come True golf tournament, but be on the lookout for that here in a week or two. Right now, Central Plumbing's on the lookout for you. You got any plumbing issues, man? Call them 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, life sponsored, they can get you right. But it's not just problems. If you want a bathroom remodel, you want to upgrade, Central Plumbing's got you there as well, Jake.
They do. You can go to the website, centralplumbing.org, and you can check out what T-Bob just mentioned. If you're looking to remodel, you can see the fleet is ready to go. So if you own a business, you have multiple restrooms, it's not going to be too big of a job for them. Certainly, they can come into your home and do your main bathroom, guest bathroom, whatever it might be. They can certainly handle that. Also, go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Get all of that set up by calling 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile.
Tossed out of heaven, out on the run. I don't know where we're going, but we've been coming undone for quite some time. No,
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
cut us some slack. Oh, mother, won't you say a prayer? A prayer that I can make it out alive. Oh, honey, let's ride. Like devils through the canyon. Oh, honey, let's hide.
I love that sax, dude. I like that. That's got like a great 80s. So that entire song, and I apologize for screwing up Alondra's musical rotation for the day. I know y'all were loving it. I know we have a couple of 80s heads here. I heard that song yesterday, and I've been listening to it quite a bit. I don't love the beginning, but I love that hook. I love that chorus. I love that sax, dude. That old school feeling.
So that's a new song.
I think so. I believe so. I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think a saxophone has ever screwed up a song.
Yeah,
I would agree.
It only adds to it.
1,000%.
That's why Kenny G is Kenny G.
Yeah, still Kenny G.
I know. I'm sure he's on a Biloxi billboard right now.
There's no doubt. Him and Boys the Men.
Yeah.
So wait, did y'all hear about what went down at the Iditarod?
Don't know what that is.
Have you seen the movie?
The Iditarod sled dog race.
Have you seen the movie Iron Will, the Disney movie?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think he has.
He has. No, he has.
I don't recognize the name, but I recognize the
Show him the
plot.
poster, Taylor, and see if maybe he recognizes it.
Yeah,
But
I do. I recognize
no,
the
the Iditarod sled dog race, the biggest dog race in the world,
of course, why
right?
not?
This right here, Matthew.
Well,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
a 5-time winner of the Iditarod, Dallas Seavey. He's a famous musher, according to dog people.
Musher?
Had a run-in
him?
with a moose during the middle of the race. Had a run-in with a giant moose. Got entangled with one of his dogs. It was actively hurting his dogs, and so he had to kill it with a handgun. He had to murder the moose. And then in an interesting Iditarod rule to show you just how kind of wild the race can be, if you kill an edible big game animal, the musher is required to gut the animal and then report the kill at the next checkpoint. And then other mushers that come along, trail the incident, actually have to help salvage the meat as well. So, and I loved his quote from afterwards. I think he described it as a grisly scene. Basically, he had to handgun down a moose in the middle of the race and then gut it with the tools that he had just covered in blood and guts that keep on going in the Iditarod.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had moose?
I have not.
I can't remember if
I don't think I have either. That's what I'm saying. It probably tastes delicious.
I want to say when I was in somewhere up north, there was maybe a special at a steakhouse or something I went to. I feel like I might have. Maybe it was just bison.
Avo Marzwani says there was a racer in like the 80s or 90s that had to kill a moose after it killed 13 of her dogs. Yeah, I read about that as well. She, though, I think was attacking the moose with an axe, and then somebody came along that had a gun and helped to finish it off. Now, one of the dogs from this most recent incident, Falou, is in critical condition still, so prayers up for Falou. But
a couple of questions popped to mind on that. I mean, the most important question is, did he win?
It's not over yet. He is a 5-time winner, though. So this moose,
but he's down a dog.
He's down a dog, but I think you carry like
power.
4 extra dogs. So do they ride with you? I don't know exactly how that works. I'm not sure. I mean, does he lose? Maybe it's hard to gain on him because if you're behind him, you still have to sit there and like pack up the meat yourself a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to win or lose. He is a 5-time winner though, so Dallas knows his way around this race. I mean, you're all into the Tour de France.
And a lot of times, like it's like cross country skiing. Like I think if you're in the front, you have the advantage because you'll all go on the same tracks. So you have to like actively get off the tracks to pass somebody.
But if you're in the front, aren't you also forging the path though? Wouldn't that seemingly slow you down?
I think in
cross, you're like drifting behind you.
I'm assuming it's maybe I don't know. Like I think cross country skiing, the track is made that you put your skis in. I believe
the taste of moose depends on when it's killed.
Okay.
So like,
what if it's killed during a dog race?
So it's like wintertime.
Delicious.
So it's wintertime. So it's gonna be more gamey because now it's eating more twigs.
Yeah,
and
it's not all like fat and happy off of the summer meals, just like slamming
so like
it.
during like the spring and summer they eat a lot of grass.
Ooh,
so they'll
give me that summer moose.
They'll
dude.
taste a little more like cow, is what this says.
Bruh, I cannot fathom already being out there alone in the snow with your dogs in a dog race. And I imagine it's a pretty stark landscape, right? Like a lot of white on white, just like probably pretty empty. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you just got a 1,300-pound moose attacking you. And you got a handgun it to the head and then gut it.
That'd be so sick.
It's like in Empire Strikes Back when they cut open, I forgot the animal's name, but when the tauntaun, when they cut open the tauntaun and warm themselves in its guts.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do against a moose? What would be your tactic?
I'd punch it square in its big fat nose.
I gotta be honest with you, killing a moose with a handgun's impressive.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
He did what he had. That's a
we got a little 9mm. Yeah. Taking down a
old girl from the 80s fighting the moose off with an axe as it's actively attacking her dogs sounds horrifying. Have you ever seen the videos of the moose like just ramming into trucks and cars and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't just go like head body?
I do. You know how meese have those big noses?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Pop him in the nose.
At Indiana Jones.
Everybody's got a game plan.
At Indiana Jones, and just one punch in the nose. I'd say, get out of here, moose.
You ever seen,
leave me alone. I've got a race to win.
You ever seen National Lampoon's Family Vacation? You know what he does to the moose at the amusement park? That's what I would do.
The mascot?
Yeah. Punches it right in the nose.
Yep.
Wally World.
I don't care how big you are.
Rest in peace, John Candy.
Balls are always sensitive. Hit them.
Is a moose? Are they going to bite you? I mean, obviously the antlers are the big concern, but like when they're fighting, do they get into biting? Because a moose bite would hurt.
I mean, I'm sure
badly.
it's probably a little like snap at you. They got flat teeth.
Yeah, but flat teeth with a lot of jaw strength. I got bit by a horse one time when I was younger.
They don't bite; they kick.
Oh yeah, you always got to be worried about them hind legs, bruh.
It says, unlike bears, moose don't bite; they kick.
But you're not. So the antlers are not their main weapon.
Kicking and stomping is a formidable defense for meese.
God, talk about an awful way to go out, just stomped out by a freaking moose.
I'm still pretty sure, like when the big males fight, they're ramming. It's horns.
Yeah, they're ramming each other with them horns
antlers
for sure, dude.
I just found 7 signs you're about to be attacked by a moose.
What are they?
There's 7?
There's 7.
One,
Dog
he's
race.
running right at you.
At least 7.
Dallas should have studied this list.
1, the moose stops eating and stares at you. 2,
That's disconcerting.
Right.
Like, whoa, bro, relax, dude.
2,
I'm just passing through.
it lays back its ears and raises the hair on its hump, neck, or hips.
Nope. Don't
3,
like that.
smacks or licks its lips and clicks its teeth.
Jesus, how intimidating are meese?
4,
so
lowers
mean.
its head and walks towards you.
Oh my
To Jake's point.
Yeah.
5, urinates. 6, shows the whites of its eyes.
You know what's funny?
Shows
is
the
that
whites of his eyes? So
I would also urinate if I was being attacked by a moose.
It was.
See these whites?
It was actually all very human until we got to the peeing.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Like everything else was kind of like
marking your
pausing,
territory.
bowing up, like glaring through the face,
Yeah.
and then imagine
Well,
a
like
human in the alleyway
dogs,
just starts
like-
peeing all over the
well,
ground.
the funny thing is, T-Bob, like I would also be urinating if the moose was coming towards me.
Yeah.
So like we'd have that in
Well,
common.
and then,
I'd be
he's going to
running.
think that you're challenging him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
your,
see,
your
that's an
fear,
issue, yeah.
your fear has screwed you.
He
Get
might,
out, pee me.
no, he might respect that actually.
Number 7 is it whips its head back like a horse. These are all
That was my
signs
head
that
back
a
and
moose
forth.
may
I
attack.
feel like from that list, if the moose does anything, he's attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, well,
Yeah.
no,
Right,
not
he
if
sucks
he
his
keeps
teeth at
eating.
If he
I
whips
know,
his head
right?
back,
Like-
or if he puts his head down,
If the
he's
moose
attacking.
is like,
Is that
dang.
If he
Yeah.
blinks twice, you're done for.
the whites of his eyes?
I know.
Yeah,
That's a thing?
Like Exorcist over here.
I'm just picturing someone about to attack
Bunker
an
Hill,
alleyway
is
and
that
they
right?
just piss their pants. Like, well, now I'm not that scared. What are you doing? You're just peeing? You're okay.
Got to
They're
do it
only
before the fight.
aggressive. They're only aggressive during mating season.
Well, I don't know when that is.
I don't either.
What would it be?
see.
Fall
What
or
would be
winter.
the thing in the wild that you have an actual realistic chance of walking by? Not a tiger or a lion.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have those here. What would be the most terrifying thing?
Mountain lion.
I think any kind of cat.
I don't think you
Well,
would.
the
Yeah,
mountain lion's
cats
going
are
to jump at
terrible. Yeah,
you
you
from
wouldn't see
above
it.
too. You're not even going to
Yeah.
see it.
I mean, I don't think I'll have a run-in with them, but you hear so many things about hippos.
But again, like you're not going to run into a hippo.
I don't
here
want
in
to.
the
Yeah, I don't
States.
want to run into a hippo.
There's a
dude.
lot of stories of hunters or hikers or whatever seeing in the mountains and seeing a grizzly bear across the canyon from them on another mountain, and they sniff them out and they can see on the binoculars that grizzly actively running towards them.
No.
Those suckers will.
It's like watching a shark fin go through the water. I would not
I think
like
that's
that.
probably the most terrifying thing because while odds are they're not going to do anything, they could just decide to get pissed off at you and go chase you down.
I don't know.
I'd be
that
so
is,
mad 'cause
yes.
I feel like me and grizzly bears are kind of like kindred spirits, just big, fat guys who want to scratch our back on some trees and eat a bunch of fish. And so I'd be a little upset if they couldn't recognize that in me. I'm going to end up like T-Bob Treadwell.
T-Bob also thinks that he can take a wolf. He's said that on the airways before.
I saw a picture of a wolf that maybe made me question it a bit more. Also, I was talking in my physical prime, to be clear, when I was and a lot of it was just out alphaing the wolf with and it was one-on-one, so no wolf pack, but yes, just like just losing your mind and just trying to freak the wolf out a little bit.
See, we ain't talking about a husky. We're talking about a wolf.
Yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty big, to be fair. I did see
I
a
think.
picture
I
when
mean, you got a better. I think you might lose. I think you'd survive in your prime. You'd survive the battle. With a grizzly, you're not surviving. You're dead.
Yeah, you're done. There's no surviving that.
One just right hook to the face.
Unless I just start slinging meat and peeing all over myself, and then grizzly's gonna be like, "Whoa, dude!" All freaked out and run away.
I think you're supposed to make yourself
I
big
think that's
and
what
like.
they do, though.
I thought you were supposed to.
Be
I think that's the
loud
opposite. I thought you
for
were supposed to
bears.
play dead if it was a bear.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but if you pee yourself, it's going to think you're a moose and back off, so you're good to go.
It's true because meese are 7 feet tall and the average male is 1,100 pounds.
Yeah, I think I'd be super scared to see a moose in the wild.
I still think the answer is a mountain lion.
Yeah, for sure a cat.
Yeah, because you see those videos of the hikers and like they're walking and they hear like the growl and the purr and they look around and they see it like way up on the thing. Like, no, you're done. It's sneak attack. No way.
Did y'all see the video of the selfie
that little
video?
foot? No way.
Of the lady skiing or snowboarding down the mountain?
No.
Doing a selfie, like filming her facial expressions, but in the background, there's a grizzly bear chasing her, getting pretty close to her.
No.
You haven't
I
seen
hate
that?
I hate that. Let's look that up for the
hate
for
all
next
of
break.
it,
More,
actually.
more OTB coming up next.
She had no idea.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. You need windows, doors, and siding. You need vinyl. You need hardy plank. It's all there for you at Tommy's. And look, tax return season is here. And here's to hoping that you are one of the beneficiaries. You got some money coming back your way. Well, why not invest in your home? Any type of door that you need, Tommy got you, okay? There's a reason why they've been honored with the Angie Service Award 7 years in a row, and that's because they go the extra mile. They leave no stone unturned when it comes to making sure their customers get exactly what they are looking for. That's why we always say at Tommy, just make us one of the bids. Go get multiple bids for your project. Make Tommy's one of them and let them earn your business. Go to GEAUXTommy's.com.
Go to that website that T-Bob just gave you and check out what they can do for your space. Check out the testimonials of past clients. Find the gallery of what they've done in other spaces as well. I promise you, Tommy's going to come in, blow you away with his personality and with the service. Go Tommy's.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
IU Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. Go TB. Talking Mises. Grizzly is my biggest fear. Making yourself big or playing dead won't help you with the Grizzly. Well, why don't you just pretend to be a grizzly and just scratch a little bit, like scratch your back on a tree, kind of go like, like do a little head shaking. Like look up, this is what we actually need to do before we go camping. We'll look up how female grizzlies attract a male partner and then just do that. And you'll be fine. It may hurt, but you'll survive. I don't know if you would survive, actually.
In the grizzly world, is it the female trying to attract the male? I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think they shake that little bare booty? Just kind of sashay it a little bit?
Well, it's usually like the female already has cubs, and the males come around and they kill the cubs so they can impregnate the female. Yeah.
How do you know so much about bear mating
We
rituals?
watch animal documentaries every night.
Where do the cubs come from originally then?
A male.
Chicago.
So
I think the female is always actively running away from a male to save her cubs.
Oh, okay. So I can't seduce a grizzly, is what you're saying, as a means of survival.
Unless you have 2 cubs with you.
Hey, you want this video?
Taylor, you're gonna Taylor, you're gonna pretend to be my cub, okay? And I'm gonna sacrifice you to the grizzly so that it will have sex with me and not kill me.
Okay. Why does it have to?
That's
have
what Matt
sex?
said. I don't know. That's what Matt said. I'm
Okay.
trying to survive here. It's like this woman who was skiing.
Do we need audio?
No, we don't need audio. I want to see this video, though.
Yeah.
So this is a woman snowboarding. She's selfing herself. Oh, look at her. She's having a good time. I'm just cruising, man. Headphones on, feeling good. Complete lack of situation.
Oh, my God.
Complete lack of situational awareness. She's chilling, dude. This is definitely an ignorance is bliss situation, right? Because the second you actually see, my bro, that grizzly is close. We're talking 10 yards.
If this is me skiing,
has she noticed yet?
I don't think she notices
Bro.
until she gets down the hill and watches it
If
back.
she falls, she's dead.
Yeah.
At any point. Like that grizzly is on top of her. Also, that thing is moving, bro.
She lived to tell the story though. Like she's good. Like
Because she didn't know it was chasing her till she watched it back.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Watching it back.
Watching it back.
No, that's like a big like kind of PTSD, like kind of freaks you out. Like, oh my God, like I was almost dead. And look, you got a little sketchy right there, dude. She almost fell right there. Got a little sketchy. Good on her, dude.
Like she's probably top dog though at that mountain. Like she's a legend.
What for not getting eaten by the grizz? By the
Yeah, I
grizzly?
mean, who gets that on camera? When does that ever happen? And then
That's true.
That's so cool.
Would you rather fight a bear or a fully grown orangutan?
Oof, that's a good question.
A bear, though, right? I mean, sorry, an orangutan, though, right? Still?
I don't know. Those things will tear you up.
I'm losing either way. I'm losing either way. Like, I want to be clear about that, but like,
how do you want to go?
Bear is probably at the top of something you don't want to fight no matter what.
I think it's probably quicker bear than orangutan.
That's true. And to be fair, though, I don't know if I'm losing orangutan necessarily 100%. I might have a shot. I might have a shot, dude.
He thinks he can fight Daniel Cormier.
What is it? Fists on fists?
T-Bob.
What? A fist on fist with an orangutan?
T-Bob, I've known you since 2007.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen you throw hands with anything, and you're out here acting like you can beat a wolf.
You don't think
orangutan,
you don't think I can beat an orangutan? What are they going to hit you with? What are they going to hit you with? Their
UFC
fists?
heavyweight champion.
Nobody said Cormier. That was could you last 30 seconds in a match? That was the question.
Exactly.
It was not beating
There's
Daniel
no
Cormier.
way you are.
It's whoever's more hydrated.
Probably not.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
Drink my high.
You'll have a good time.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hour 3 of OTB coming up next.
And then throw your My High into your trash can from
Trash Rangers. Remember, apparently Brittany Rose leading us on generating leads for Trash Rangers. Can't have it, Off the Bench listeners. Cannot friggin' have it. So if you're in a Stitch Parish or Livingston Parish, okay, and you are listening to this, you need to go to trashsignup.com and see what Trash Rangers can do for you in just 3 minutes. You pick your amount of cans, you see your pickup days, you see the prices, bam, you're good to go. And remember, at Trash Rangers, they send you texts the night before when they're coming out of your home. And unlike these national companies, they don't give a damn about you, where they keep the trash here, bring the profits out of state, everything stays right here in Louisiana. Trash Rangers.
TrashRangersLLC.com is that site. Reliable weekly service, no hidden fees, weekly text reminders. If you want to pick up the phone, give them a call, 225-401-0838. And again, TrashRangersLLC.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, March 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 79. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk some recruiting news, some New Orleans Saints, NFL free agency, that and a whole lot more. Stay tuned to find out. Also, if you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? We're back on TB. Okay, I don't think I can beat a orangutan anymore.
Good.
I still think I'd rather fight one over a bear, but I
going
Googled,
bear.
can a human win a fight against an orangutan? And said a single person would have no chance of winning against an orangutan. They are 7 times stronger than you and have large canines. They can bite and rip off your face, genitals, and appendages.
They're very vicious.
Why does it always go to genitals?
That is because you go for the weak spot, the soft spot, the easy to bite and rip off spot. That is crazy to think of just having a limb ripped off. That's an extreme amount of strength. Like, just all of a sudden you're just squirting blood out of your shoulder stump.
Yeah. I'm going bear all day.
I would go orangutan, and I'm with you, T-Bob. Like, I'm losing to either one. They are both stronger than me, but, like, if an orangutan falls on top of me, at least I could, like, kick it and get it off of me temporarily. A bear weighs so much, like, I can't even move it.
It just seems less painful.
Do I have trash cans, metal trash cans? Because I do know that primates are scared of loud noises a bit. If you can make more noise, I would bang the metal trash can lids together and go, whoo, 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 but, like, way louder. And then, maybe I survive. Or maybe get my balls bitten off,
Maybe.
So your defense, you were like, if I could have one defense, I want these metal trash can lids. Yes. Not like an actual weapon or anything. You're like, I just want the metal. Okay.
Nope.
Interesting tactic.
See, you're going to go weapon, and you're going to shoot it, and it's going to do nothing because you're going to miss its head, and then you're going to be dead. Okay?
Dude.
Whereas it's not even going to get close to me because I'm going to be ready for it. Dude.
Like, I know Caesar's not a scary name, but definitely... monkeys are brutal.
They're making another Planet of the Apes
I only
movie.
watched the first one. The first one was good enough for me to be like, all right, that's enough.
I did not like those other two. And I know they got very good ratings. I'm with you, dude. Planet of the Apes one, like the remake was pretty cool, but like I was kind of checked out after that. And yet now they're making The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I don't love that.
They also have a new movie called Monkey Man coming out, which seems pretty cool. It's directed by Dev Patel, who I love, stars Dev Patel, and it basically looks like Indian John Wick, like straight up if you watch the preview. But that sounds pretty tight. I love Indian action films from what I've seen, which is really just Triple R, I suppose.
Slumdog Millionaire.
And I love Dev Patel. Shout out Green Knight. God, it's a beautiful human being. And yes, Slumdog was his original big vehicle. But there was a third monkey movie too the other night at Dune. There were 3 monkey previews in a row, but I don't remember what it was.
Why?
No idea. I was kind of taken aback.
I'm going to try to see Dune 2 this weekend.
Yeah, I want to hear what y'all have to think. Again, see it in a good theater. That's all I'm saying. Jake, you should bring the boys as well, or whichever boys would be into it. Not going to regret it, dude. Very fun time.
I'm trying to think, like, how many could go see, I think 2. Jackson and Knox, 14 and 12.
Yeah.
They could go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It's not really like...
No. I mean, not even like... Oh, you can't watch that. Just to understand it and to follow along and be engaged.
That is fair.
I mean,
that is
look,
fair.
There's not a lot of things that
Actually,
I'm
what
like,
is it
oh, my
rated?
kid's not going to watch that.
I guess it's probably just PG-13. I mean, I don't even know if there's barely any cursing in it. There's not like graphic violence. There's definitely violence, but nothing too insane.
I mean, the graphic violence. I mean, some of the things that they play on the old Xbox. I'm like.
I would say there's no graphic violence in Dune 2.
Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like you barely even ever see blood if you do really. Huh. Kind of interesting. Is it even PG-13? I mean, it probably is
because they do say a little bit of profanity. It has to be PG-13.
That's true. Great movie though. The sci-fi epic of our time. All right, coming up on Rohit Kavakava says, I hope they keep the same over-the-top Bollywood scene. So I'm a Monkey Man. Yeah, I agree. I hope they do as well. It looks like maybe not as over-the-top as something like Triple R, but kind of in the same vein. All right, coming up in this hour, a few things to get to. Some recruiting news. There's LSU Junior Day coming up, and On3 did their On3 RPM Day. They try to predict where recruits are going to go, so we can touch on that in a little bit. But spring ball opened up yesterday. Taylor, do you have the video of spring practice?
Yeah, hang on.
So LSU released a 30-second video of practice yesterday, Jake. Have we heard anything about how practice went yesterday? I know it was a closed practice, so I have not. I did not see any writing or anything on it yet.
All right, I have it. It's actually a minute.
Okay, let's see it. Here is LSU at spring practice yesterday. It was not. just listening on radio that probably sounded like we were watching the Kingdom
Dune 2
of
trailer.
the Planet of the Apes. Look, videographers got to get them reps in too. You can't just create intensity during the season. You got to practice in the off season. That is without a doubt the most intense day one of unpadded spring practice film that I have ever seen. It does not feel like that. That was a pretty cool catch by Kyron Lacey. One-handed, back shoulder. Looks like a successful day through the air, potentially. Basically, every highlight was a touchdown being thrown. You saw a shot of Blake Baker, saw a shot of Bo Davis. So
a lot of passing, huh?
That's funny how good these young cats have gotten at editing, though. That was actually supremely well done, right? And they just crapped it out after a first day of spring type situation.
It would take me like 4 days and a lot of CapCut to put a video like that together.
Nary a running back to be seen.
Yeah, well,
Caleb got about
Caleb
2
Jackson
seconds
was on there.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Bro, you got to stop with the running back slander.
I mean,
wait, why was it only Caleb Jackson? T-Bob, where were the other running backs?
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
How
right?
long you got?
There are no other running backs right now. Day one of spring in the books. Successful day. Has anyone ever had a bad day one of spring? I'm not so sure.
I'm sure we could actually think of one, like from back in the day, like spring practice. Like, okay, this guy's still not any good. But
no, because Miles would lie to us and say that they were throwing the ball great and they were going to open up the offense this year, and it was definitely going to be the year in which they were going to evolve. And then we'd get those practice stats. They'd be like, yeah, he was like 17 to 21 for like 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you would just never see that. It was a propaganda misinformation machine. Zion Williamson said he will compete in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest under one condition. Quote, I got to do my part and make the All-Star game. If I'm in the All-Star game, I'll do dunk contest. But if I'm not doing that. I actually love that. Dude.
That was whiplash. I didn't know we were going to Zion.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We got Connor Rogers coming up next from PFF, and so I was just filling a couple minutes here.
No.
I mean, I
would love to see him. I would love to see Zion in the dunk contest. But more importantly, I would love to see Zion continue to do exactly what he's doing, which is play in almost every single game and do whatever he's got to do to help the team win basketball games, even if it's not scoring 30 per night. If it's scoring 16, 9 assists, only 1 turnover.
Played in 51 games this year. Already second most in a season since he came into the NBA. Zion must be on that Rejuve Me. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Okay, you want to feel younger, better, faster, stronger. You got mood and memory problems, facial aging, andropause, menopause. All these are the effects of untreated aging. Well, treat them, okay? You can fight this with the experts at Rejuve Me. They got locations in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, now Shreveport as well. And there's a ton of different options, right? Maybe it's HRT. Maybe it's semaglutide. Maybe it's just something as simple as B vitamin shots to give you more energy, right? Like there's so many different ways to feel better and younger and to maximize yourself. Go get the free consultation, get your labs drawn, and see what your body is telling them that it needs. And then give it what it needs. Rejuve Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We got Connor Rogers coming up next from PFF. Talk a little Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, the NFL draft, all of that. Then we'll get into some of this LSU recruiting news as Junior Day is right around the corner, and there's going to be some very big names here on campus, including the number 1 player in the entire country. So keep it locked. Off the bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. Guys, pool season is right around the corner, okay? And if you're thinking, T-Bob, I don't know. A pool, it's complicated. My neighbor is building one. It lasted like 8 months. No. That's because they didn't work with Pinnacle. First off, more affordable than you might realize, okay? Whether it's financing or just buying outright, Pinnacle can meet you where you are to get it done. But the best part is the professionalism, the experience, and to me, the time. I mean, you choose a spec pool, Jake, where you have your silos. Okay, I want this style. I want this little detail here, this detail here. You create your pool, and in 2 weeks or less, you have a brand new, beautiful, fully functioning pool in your backyard. Make your pool dreams come true. PECbuilt.com.
They did it 2 doors down for me a couple of months ago, and it was so fast I thought maybe they pulled the plug on the whole idea. No. It was already finished. That's how quick they're going to be. PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile bank.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome in. OTB Hour 3 rolling right along. And right now, it is our pleasure to be joined by Connor Rogers at Connor J. Rogers on Twitter. Does a little bit of everything, right? You can check him out on PFF, check him out on NBC Sports. He is a draft and fantasy expert. Just an absolute sicko. Now, this is a tweet from last year, but here are my top 300 players and position rankings.
And that's a term of endearment.
That's and this is, I believe, for this is that's just a level of insanity. Yes, sicko is a term of endearment. Connor, what's up, man? How are we doing today?
I'm great, guys. I love the intro. I love the energy. How are you?
Are you just grinding tape? Did you take a little break from grinding tape to come on the show today? Like, what portion of the draft evaluation are we in right now?
I'm officially in the I have a top 100 due by Thursday night, so you can imagine what that's like right now. And that thing needs to grow for NBC Sports to a 300 within the next 8 weeks or so. So, a little stress, a little anxiety, but it'll all get done, and I love this time of year.
Okay, so top 100 nearing completion. Sure, I mean, you work from 1 to 100, right? So, like, we have our top 10 likely?
Yeah, I mean, that's the easy thing is that, me and Trevor, who do the podcast together with PFF, we start this process in June of the year before. So you get a good foundation. Of course, guys go back to school and some guys get hurt or underperform. So it's not, it's a good baseline. And then the movement with the top, 30 players is nothing that crazy, which makes that part of it really easy.
So that's kind of fascinating, right? Obviously, we're based in Louisiana. Everybody's big Jaden Daniels fans around here. Has he been the biggest riser in this process from June to now March 6th?
Man, I would think so, right? It's been incredible to watch his growth, and this is somebody that, 5 years ago we were all watching as a freshman, pretty electric player on Pac-12 After Dark, it felt like, when Arizona State, and things just kind of, I don't want to say spiraled out of control, but just didn't go on the trajectory that he was initially on. And you look at what he was able to do in that LSU offense, taking advantage of a fresh start. It's kind of ironic. The two biggest risers both play quarterback. They're both guys that played a lot of college football, and they were both guys that had to really take advantage of a new start as transfers. And that's Jaden, and that's Michael Penix, who transferred from Indiana to Washington. I think both of them are first-round players now, and if you asked evaluators before the season where they stood, they were probably sitting in the 4th round. So that's a colossal jump.
Connor, how many of those quarterbacks do you have going in the first round? Because we were talking about it earlier in the show. We know that there's going to be 3. We probably know there's going to be 4. But what does that number look like for you, and could it get up to maybe even 6 quarterbacks in the first round?
I would imagine if you were set the betting market today, you'd set it at 4.5, right?
Yeah.
Because we feel almost locked into that where Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, they seem destined for the top 6. J.J. McCarthy has really, throughout this process, kind of been a guy that's launching himself into the top 15, and it feels like that number goes up every day. And then you have the 2 flex guys. That's Penix and Nix. Now, towards the end of the season, I had heard that really momentum for Nix, and since the Senior Bowl and beyond through the Combine, I've heard that momentum for Penix. Now, I'm more confident in Penix going in the first round than Nix because his biggest question was the medicals, and those came back clean. So I think there will be a team in the first round that takes that chance on Penix because the talent, the pocket passing, really the mental makeup when teams got to sit with him at the Senior Bowl and at the Combine, it was phenomenal. While Nix is a good player, he doesn't have the physical ability of a lot of these guys that are ahead of him, so he could be more of a top of day 2 kind of player.
Well, and one thing I love about Penix, man, Penix has, I mean, if you go look at some of the big wins that he had, he is someone who thrives on the big stage. I always think about him freestyling against Oregon in that first game this year. But when they were losing in the 4th and they come back to win, he ain't scurry. What about wide receiver? So, again, to tie it into our own local interests here, Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. going toe-to-toe for the Blitnikoff all year long. Harrison Jr. barely edges him out. LSU fans upset. And now they're all saying Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the first receiver taken. What the heck, man? What about Malik? How do you break down the wide receiver rankings?
It's so special. I mean, Malik's my 4th overall player in the draft.
Damn.
That's just how good he is. Yeah, and it's the only guys ahead of him are Marv, Joe Alt, and Caleb Williams. And I don't really think there's this gap that exists that some people are making it out to be. And really any other wide receiver class besides the one that Jamar Chase was ironically in, Malik would be the top wide receiver. He's that good. So it's just a little bit of a different style, right? With Marv, you have the size, speed. With Malik, I think he's a little bit more explosive in the short area where you'd like to draw up those short area targets to him. But then you could go ask him to win over the top, which is what makes him so special, is that you have to respect his speed underneath and the deep speed as well. So, I mean, yeah, this group is really, really good. I had 14 in my first top 75. I think that they are going to be drafted as such. That's what's crazy about it is everybody wants a piece of this class. And listen, Brian Thomas Jr., you won't find anybody higher on him than me. I have him 11th overall in the draft, just right behind Rome Odunze. I think he's not appreciated enough, and maybe it's because of the offense he played in where Jaden's going to go in the top 5, Malik Neighbors is going to go in the top 5, although then he goes and runs a 4.33 at his size, which was more impressive to me than Xavier Worthy's record-setting 40-yard dash because you factor in the weight and the size, and that's what translates at the next level. This dude is different, And I actually thought they left some yards on the table with him where, he's just so fast and so explosive. Sometimes Jaden was late to getting him the ball. So he's a really special player in his own right.
I mean, the receiver class, Connor, I can't imagine. I know we've had some in 2020 and even 2021, like we had some really deep receiver classes, but this one just feels, we're already talking about multiple guys here, and then you throw in a Lab McConkey, a Ricky Pearsall, like all these guys that went out there and dominated the Senior Bowl, but also backed it up with their times. Like, I know we're prisoners of the moment sometimes, but this receiver class looks like it's the best that I can remember.
It is. It's the best I've seen, and I've been doing this, since about 2014, 2015, and I agree with you with that class with Chase, and it had all the high-end talent, right? But with this one, it just has everything. You have these guys at the top that are going to be superstars, and then you get all the way into round 3, and you still have guys that should be, marked as starters in 11 personnel that could easily be your second or third wide receiver. And you brought up Pearsall. I think he's a round 2 player, and it goes to show you how good this class is that he might not go until round 3. Same with McConkey. Adonai Mitchell is somebody that is going to go in the first round, and it feels like we don't even really talk about him that much. Another guy with that size, speed profile. And then you get all the way down the board, and you even look at somebody like Jamari Thrash from Louisville that nobody seems to care about, but he was phenomenal this year, and he was playing hurt. So, you can really get any kind of wide receiver across the first 4 rounds of this draft, which is what makes this such a unique draft.
Talking to Connor Rogers here, NBC Sports, PFF, draft expert, fantasy expert, and Connor. So we just talked about quarterback. We talked about what receivers, right? A ton of them feel like they're going to go in the first round, and like they're going to go early, which means there's going to be a lot of value created at other positions. Like, who are the big winners? Do you feel it could be players? It could be teams. It could be positions. In terms of like, oh my God, you'll have guys go later than they should just because teams are putting their thumb on the scale for quarterbacks and receivers?
I look at 2 ways. First off, if you need a pass rusher, you're probably going to be able to get some value because I just think for as good as Dallas Turner from Alabama is, Jared Verse from Florida State, and Latu from UCLA, normally those guys would hover around, pick 8 to 15, and it feels like one of the 3, maybe 2 of the 3, could make it all the way to the Rams when you get to start, you get towards the back end of round 1. And those are really good players, but it's just a matter of how talented the offensive group is. And then the other answer to that to me would be any team that needs offensive line help, quite frankly, because usually that well dries up in the top 10 of the draft, and that's just not the case this year. If you're the Saints at 14, right? If you're the Seahawks at 16 and then Jacksonville at 17 and the Bengals at 18, all those teams need offensive line help. But the depth of this class offers that because you have, obviously, the top guys in Joe Olu-Fashanu from Penn State. Maybe even Taliza Fuaga is in that category now from Oregon State. Mm-hmm. But you still have J.C. Latham out there from Alabama. You have Amarius Mims from Georgia. You have Troy Fontenot from Washington. This class is – and that's not even getting into the centers, which all 3 of them, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Zach Frazier, those are guys that are warranted to be first-round picks, and Graham Barton from Duke. So – the offensive line depth in this class is tremendous, and I think the teams in the back end of round 1, including the Dallas Cowboys, will benefit from that.
All right, Connor, obviously we're on in New Orleans, and so I want to ask you where you think the Saints might go. I think it was yesterday's show we were talking about edge rusher, but they're not looking for just any edge rusher. They're looking for somebody that's more athletic than they currently have because they've got Cam Jordan, they've got Carl Granderson, but a guy like Dallas Turner, who's probably not going to be there at 14, looks like something that would intrigue the Saints because he's different than those other 2 edge rushers. Where do you see the Saints going? And if it is at edge rusher, who do you think would be available at 14?
Turner makes the most sense, and I'll say this. For as freaky as his workout was and as better as he got from 2022 to 2023, I wouldn't rule him out falling there just because of the obsession with the offense in this draft and the fact that, there's going to be teams that maybe move up into picks that he normally would go off at, where you look at, the Falcons at 8 and the Bears at 9. That's where Dallas Turner's conversation starts. Well, realistically, one of those teams can move out of that slot to let somebody in for an offensive player, and that increases his odds of falling to 14. We've seen the Saints get really, really aggressive before. Now, there's the other side of the coin where, hey, what if the Saints are one of those teams that decides to move out of their pick and they go back and they take Chop Robinson at the end of round 1 or someone like, he's another guy that he's got to figure it out with the hand usage, the technique, and the leverage. But in terms of the pure explosiveness and getting off the ball and the overall speed, it's silly. I mean, it's really, really silly. So they have options, and then you could always wait till day 2, and you could address offensive line, get more depth for that group in round 1 as well, where they're going to have that pick of that next crop of tackles, or even guys with flexibility to play guard and tackle that we just went through. So the trenches just make the most sense to the Saints for me, unless they kind of shock us. And what if Brock Bowers falls into their lap? I mean, that just might be a player that's too good to pass up on, as much as it might not be a need. That's kind of the weird variable with picking in the middle of round 1.
Connor, so you're also a fantasy expert. Last one for me here. Give the fantasy boys out there, the fantasy boys and girls, maybe a rookie that you like even here early on to maybe, and obviously, look, this is a bit crazy because you got to see what team they land on, blah, blah, blah. But a rookie that you think will have an immediate fantasy impact on the NFL.
I'll go with a little bit more of an underrated guy that you'd be stashing really, really late, and think Jalen Polk from Washington, just because he's somebody that can play inside and outside. He does so many of the dirty work that a lot of receivers are not willing to do in this game anymore. He'll get clobbered over the middle of the field. The concentration is great. Another guy, love his mental makeup. Think he did a lot of big things for Penix this year. He does have explosive playability, and when you're looking for fantasy value, you kind of try to look towards guys that fall down the board a little bit because realistically, they go to better situations, right? What if Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to New England with the 3rd overall pick in the draft, and we don't know who the hell is throwing him the ball and who the hell is pass protecting up front for them? I mean, he's still Marvin Harrison Jr., so he'll figure it out, but does that value line up? No. So you kind of look down the board at guys that have pro skill sets and simply know how to get open and catch the ball, and Polk, McConkey, and Pearsall all fit the bill.
Connor, we've been doing these hits for a long time now together, and we used to do a deal where at the end of it I would ask you about fullbacks in the draft, and we'd laugh it off, and we know fullbacks aren't going to get drafted. But the sad part about this is now it's not fullbacks, it's running back. Like, where are the running backs going to be in this NFL draft? I don't think there's a first rounder. Now, I think there's some guys that are going to be really good pros, but we all know, like, the running back position, like, it's been devalued in the NFL. And so who do you think is going to be the first off the board, and when do you think that comes?
I think what's scary is we don't know if one's going to go in the 2nd round. Now, the Dallas Cowboys at 56, they really need a guy. There's a couple teams in the back end of round 2 that need a guy. So maybe that's hyperbole, but it's not a lock. Now, when you look at how the board breaks down, if Jonathan Brooks didn't get hurt this year, he would have surefire been the first guy off the board out of Texas because of the kind of runner he is. And now that's a little bit more up in the air. Trey Benson from Florida State, I mean, running in the 4.3s, the contact balance, being able to catch the ball more than Florida State's offense showed. He's a guy that deserves to go in the 2nd round as well. And then you kind of get this weird mix of round 3 to 4 guys. We know how pro-ready Blake Corum is to be in a committee, what he did with that national championship Michigan team. You have Jalen Wright from Tennessee, who has the size and the speed. Braylon Allen, a really interesting 20-year-old rookie. You don't get a lot of those. 20-year-old rookie that's built like Derrick Henry. So you wonder if a team kind of values that. I mean, he enrolled in college and got carries as a 17-year-old at Wisconsin. Just a really different kind of cat that you sit there and go, okay, well, maybe we value how he's going to mature differently than these older backs. And, you know, the last one, an older back himself, Tyrone Tracy from Purdue, he was a wide receiver at Iowa. He was asked to block a lot in that Iowa offense. So coaches, they love their rookies being able to handle pass protection in the backfield. That's why, besides his athletic testing, which is really, really good, high-character player, I think Tyrone Tracy is kind of a gem of this running back class that nobody is talking about.
Connor, last one, a little follow-up here before we let you go. Braylon Allen, he looks the part, and we know that he would fit in a certain system. The ball did beat him up on routes at the NFL Combine. It's not something he can really help you in the passing game. So is it going to take like a special franchise that runs a certain system for him to be able to implement himself into the offense?
Yeah, it is, because then you got to figure out, okay, well, he wasn't asked to catch the ball a ton and he didn't look comfortable doing it. Well, then you're not on the field a lot in passing situations. So are you ready to pass protect? We know physically he is, and you look at the tape and the opportunities he is, but I mean, you know this, Hester, the awareness really, really matters for him in the backfield. So those are reps that he's needed. So when you look at Braylon Allen, that's what separates him from being a top 50 pick, where you come in and you're the lead back and you can play all 3 downs, versus a guy that's more on the back end of round 2, maybe even rounds 3 to 4, because you need to be in a committee where you're running downhill and you're a little bit one-dimensional in a league that's obsessed with their running backs being able to split out into the slot, motion out, do all these creative aspects, and still be able to do the nitty-gritty of the position. So, yeah, there's a developmental curve with him that's hurt his stock. As much as he's a fun player, he's kind of a guy that needs to be that goal line back. Maybe, what Jamal Williams has been throughout his career, right? A very pigeonholed role, and see if he can grow as he gets older.
Connor Rogers, NBC Sports, PFF. Go follow him on Twitter at Connor J. Rogers. Got your one-stop shop for everything NFL draft. Connor, thank you so much, man.
You guys are the best. Always fun talking to you. We'll talk soon.
See you, Connor. Appreciate it.
God, I just hit my own microphone in my teeth. That's gross, too. This thing
Yeah,
smells.
that's how it feels. That day you hit me, I blacked out for about 3 seconds.
Whatever, dude. Come on. What happened? You just lost all your toughness? As
No,
the
but I
fullbacks
paid-
disappeared, it sapped you of your grit as well?
I paid a lot of money for these teeth, all right?
That's true. That's true. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Coleman Roofing and Construction. Coleman Roofing and Construction, your most reliable, your most respected roofing company in Louisiana. Ultimate complete roofing company. They're the best, man. Whether it's residential, commercial, the size of the job doesn't matter. They do it at Coleman. The geography, they cover the entirety of Louisiana, the entire Gulf South region. They got your back. Any type of roof, they got certified installers for all the major brands. Go look at the customer reviews right there on the website, okay? Again, integrity, quality, innovation. These are all hallmarks of Coleman Roofing and Construction. And don't forget about the construction portion of the equation, okay? The interior, they rebuild it. You get water damage, you got drywall problems, insulation, whatever the case may be, a tree falls in your house, they rebuild it all. Coleman Roofing and Construction, colemanroof.com.
Yeah, a lot of people can say one-stop shop, but they're not that. That is what Coleman is, right? Other people have to call other people to come in. They are going to fix it all. Roof and any damage inside your home, colemanroof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
It's for you. Only you. It's for you.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah! Welcome back, OTB. Wait, so Taylor, we know numbers of the new LSU players, huh? Some exciting
I know.
spring
How
ball
hyped
content.
are you? Are you hyped?
Hell yeah, dude. CJ Daniels gonna be number 4.
I thought they were going to retire that after John Emery left, but
relax.
Apparently didn't.
Whoa! There will not
relax,
be. There will
okay?
not be any John Emery.
That man
slander
got
here.
a lot of bad breaks, bro. Show some respect. Speaking of bad breaks, LSU softball loses Danica Coffey for the year. Gets hurt last weekend. It becomes official yesterday. Left knee injury. This girl made
Playing well,
132 consecutive starts. She's batting 400. She's in the midst of a 10-game winning streak. A brutal blow for a softball team that is one of the hottest in the entire country. So T's and P's to Coach Serena and the entire softball crew, and most of all to Danica herself. Stay strong, one day at a time. The road to recovery is long, but if you make it into little edible chunks, it becomes more palatable. So CJ Daniels 4. Xavier Thomas going to be rocking number 11. Okay, so BTJ, his number now going to Xavier Thomas, a new return specialist from Mississippi State, who also was the only guy when we watched film of the Bulldogs last year that jumped off. Jordan Gilbert's rocking 14. And would you look at this? A quarterback rocking 15.
Hopefully this one's worth a damn.
A.J. Swan. I wish I would have realized this when Matt was in here. I'm an idiot. A.J. Swan, the Vandy transfer.
Do you think that Matt knows who A.J. Swan is?
No chance. Absolutely no.
Not even the smallest of chances.
Well, look at that Swan. J.R. Brown, 17. Austin Osbury, 36. So there we go.
So every time I think of 36, I laugh. Y'all ever watched Last Chance U? It was one season. The kid came into the office. He goes, "Why am I wearing 36?" He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You're just gonna give me a whatever number? Like I'm a whatever player?" He goes, "Do you have something like 27?"
What position was he playing?
He was either running back or DB. I don't remember.
36 is pretty garbage.
And he goes,
"There's so much worse."
He goes, "What about
39?
22?"
Yeah, 22 is great.
Yeah, 22 is great.
22 would, if I was a running back or
Deuce.
DB, I'd definitely want 22 more than I would 36.
That was my number.
36
That's
is
mine as well.
nice because it's
Hell
an even
yeah.
number. It's nice because it's also divisible by 3. It's very 3 and a 6 being paired together is like it's nice numerically,
I like
but it's
36.
kind of
The bus?
exists. It exists in a no man's land position wise. I did forget about the bus, to be fair.
39's
but outside
gross,
of Jerome
38's
Bettis,
gross, 37's gross. Don't love 31.
that's what I'm saying.
29's gross.
All of the 30s though are kind of positionless. They don't really like what position. Like if you think
33 is
20s,
a running back.
If you think 20s, you think running back.
Running back.
See, to
DB.
me, 33 speaks linebacker as much as it does running back.
Give me a linebacker that wears 33.
West Weeks.
One of the weeks, right? I'm sure.
West does.
I was going to go James Laurinaitis.
Yeah, that's another good one.
You know who wears 33 for the Buckeyes now?
Their quarterback? No. What number did the quarterback have during the bowl game?
No, he
33.
did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Junior days going down at LSU this weekend, guys. You're going to have Bryce Underwood, DeCorian Moore, Harlan Berry, the whole committed crew here in town. You're also going to have a lot of the uncommitted crew. And today on 3, they did their On 3 RPM day. That's a recruiting prediction machine where they try to predict who is going to go to LSU and maybe who will stay out of their targets. They are predicting the 4-star offensive lineman Micah DeBose out of Why am I?
Mobile, Alabama.
Thank you. Out of Mobile, Alabama, that he will go to LSU. They are saying that it's a 70% confidence chance. They have four-star offensive lineman Lamar Brown saying that he might be committing, and then there's a bunch of other targets. But the biggest one that I believe I'm not sure if he's going to be on campus this weekend or not, but the biggest next recruit that you're going to start to hear a ton about pretty soon here is Jakeem Stewart. Now, Jake, we're already moving into the 2026 class here. Jakeem Stewart is the #1 player in the country. And what is he? A defensive lineman from St. Aug. #1 player in the entire country right here out of Louisiana. He just released his top 15 schools. Raffle. Bama, Auburn, Colorado, FSU, UGA, LSU, Miami, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Tennessee, A&M, Texas, and USC. Okay. Here's a quote from Jakeem Stewart for what he's looking for. Quote, I'm looking for a long-term relationship, not just who can develop me for the NFL. I want that defensive line coach at my wedding. I want the relationship with him and trust him. Well, Bo Davis would probably feel pretty good about that. For whatever it's worth, Billy and Shay saying 75% confident Jakeem Stewart ends up at LSU. I don't know about any of that. That would be quite the coup, though. If Brian Kelly were able to pull off back-to-back #1 players in the entire country, and with Stewart being right over there at St. Aug, and Frank Wilson's been on it for years, and now you got Bo Davis. There's a lot of positive momentum there. It's at a position of need. He would come in and play immediately. The other thing that's got me thinking about, can you fathom how insane recruiting has gotten nowadays in the NIL era? I mean, in terms of just like the amount of options, because we hear top 15 schools or whatever, and we laugh, and rightfully so. It's a little comedic, but it's also a little more legitimate than it would be in the past because you are literally fielding 15 different business pitches.
Right.
With actual monetary values attached nowadays.
And you have to have those before you go to these pitches. Like, you have to have those in place, and you got to be like, hey, here's what it is. Here's what we can give you. If you don't like that, here's option B, C, D, whatever, depending on who the recruit is. So all of that, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you on the defensive lineman from St. Aug. But my main takeaway from junior day, and I remember my junior day, way back, like 2002, whatever year that was, it was very impactful for me at LSU and other places. And it can be a time where you see other guys that are committed and they can be the reason why you decide to commit to the school.
Yeah.
Right. Now, coaches are going to matter. And like you said, you want a coach that's going to show up at your wedding one day. Shout out Larry Porter. He was at my wedding.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
That's
so
very
like,
sweet.
yeah, that is the kind of relationship that you want to have. But I think it's important for LSU because like James Simon and DJ Pickett, all these players are still highly, highly valued by LSU. They want to be able to secure these players. The best part about this junior day is the fact that you have 5-star plus Bryce Underwood, 5-star plus Moore. You have 5-star Barry. Like, you have your biggest recruits. And Keelan Moses has been kind of the recruiting coordinator of this class. You have all of them there. Now, obviously, Moses, I mean, he's right down the street at U-High. But still, having everybody here, that all of these recruits, all these prospects that are not yet committed, they know exactly who Underwood, Moore, Barry, they know all these names.
Yep.
Right, because they are the most talked about names. And so to have them there to help recruit all of these players, a lot of times that can be the final thing that pushes them across the finish line and become Tigers.
Do you think players still go out on official visits?
Yes.
To the bar, you think?
I don't know if
I mean, house parties I could still see.
I think house parties.
But like, it feels like it'd be sketchy as a player to go out to the bar nowadays. Too many cameras, too much of a profile, just too much trouble waiting on you. All right, when we get back, let's close out the show. A little Ask the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. Go to the website today or just go see them off of Airline in Goodwood. Very conveniently located, okay? You can go check out the selection. They got that right there on site. Remember, they can always custom order you your vehicle as well, your next vehicle. And if you're buying new, you're leasing, or you're getting Toyota certified used vehicles, the best deals, the best selection are there at All-Star. And I don't care if it's not a Toyota and it's not All-Star. If you need service or you get in an accident, you need a body shop, take it into the All-Star Toyota Service Center. We get a free professional estimate, excellent lines of communication throughout the process, cheaper per-day rental price than your traditional rental companies. You got rental cars right there on site and a shuttle service that if it's like a day-long fix, will drop you off and pick you back up. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
When you go to the website, you'll see what we talk about every single day and how much they have available. Not just one size mid-size SUV. It's not just one-size truck. Like multiple options, buying, new, leasing, and renting. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs.
Now maybe did I mean to treat you bad, but I did anyway. And then maybe
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Nothing worse than the person that asks questions in meetings that they already know the answer to. Just to extend the meeting, just to get a little brownie points.
We used to have a fine for that in the NFL.
I remember an old head called me out for one time. I did it in a meeting. He was like, don't do that. I was like, okay, you're right.
And it's like stuff you already know the answer to.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like,
but you're trying to peacock.
You know the answer. Yeah, you're. Oh my gosh,
you're brown nosing.
When I was in Denver, the kangaroo court system was tough, and Noshawn Moreno ran it. He was the judge, and he wasn't gonna let it slide. My guy C.J. Anderson would ask questions after everything that he knew the answer to. It drove Noshawn crazy.
Can't have it.
Nah, you can't be doing that. Even the running back coach at one point was like, "Shut
CJ,
up! Like
you know the
CJ,
answer.
You know the answer. You're gonna play. Okay, just chill out."
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Ask the Bench, what's your favorite jersey number?
17.
Let's go outside of what we wore because I mean, easy answer, 18. 18 means a lot to me and my family.
3.
10.
I wore 22, so I don't want to say that one either.
Yeah.
13, high school number.
Yeah, I wore.
Marina.
I think because 13, like, people like hated on it.
Yeah.
And so like it kind of made it like, okay, bet. Like, I'm
So,
gonna watch it.
like
I'm
in
gonna wear it.
select, or I guess travel ball, that's what I wore. I wore 13 because 2 and 22 were taken, and those were my numbers. I don't know though.
Oh, I see. And 1 + 3 = 4, and 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, no, I just like
I wore
13
40 in
because
Denver
of like.
because
No,
22
4
plus 18.
Yeah, 4 + 0. Yeah, there you go.
That's why I wore 40 in Denver.
Ask the bench, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized bear or 1 bear-sized duck?
I'm going bear-sized duck.
Well, the duck, if it's a bear size, could it pick you up and fly away?
I
And
mean,
drop
a
you
duck
anywhere?
bear size could be. You could be in trouble. You could be in trouble.
Because like bears, yeah, still scary, but it's only the size of a duck. How much damage could it do?
Yeah, that's what I'm
It'd be like
saying.
fighting a bunch of puppies.
But it's 100 of them.
Yeah, it is 100 of them, but you could just do some long sweeping kicks and
Oh,
just
yeah.
like be punting these things, dude. I go the 100 bear-sized ducks. I think.
I don't think so. I don't know, man. 100 of those things with those claws.
That's what I'm saying. There's 100 of them.
Claws is sharp, bro.
Yeah, but again, they can't. They're not like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to just swarm me. I think I could keep my distance.
I'm taking 1 bear-sized duck.
I love the confidence you have in your fighting ability. Like
Have you
I
ever
truly
fought
do.
anybody? Have you
yeah.
ever got like in a bar fight?
Yeah. What do you mean?
All right, I'm gonna have to hear about this.
Yeah, me
then
too, like-
off air.
Yeah.
Because I have recently.
I have gotten.
Oh, recently.
Yeah, like
I-
last August.
I have gotten taken out back and gotten the crap beat out of me, which was actually the kinder thing to do. Instead of getting me in trouble with the police like I probably should have been for
About
the
bouncers?
fool that I was acting.
Yeah.
Yes, without a doubt. But
Mine was like within a year this happened.
ask the bitch. It's National Oreo Day.
Oh yeah. I
What's
love
your
that.
favorite flavor? And do you dunk them in milk or pull them apart?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you eat your Oreos?
Oh, there's gonna be some milk, Bo.
Yeah, milk
I
for
soak
sure.
them until they're falling apart.
You know, like
Some people pull them apart and eat the filling, like you're saying.
I take one side off because if you twist it, one side's gonna have the filling, one side's not, and I just discard like the one little chocolate piece that doesn't have the filling on it, and I dunk the piece that has filling on it, and then I eat it.
make it soggy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not too soggy where it falls apart,
Yeah.
but soggy enough.
I do Parent Trap where they put it in peanut butter.
Oh,
it is good.
Oreo
Yeah.
peanut butter's rolled.
Yeah.
Hey, I do want to remind you about the MMR group, MMRGRP.com. Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, y'all, and they're seeking talented individuals to join the team. That means you. Because for over 3 decades, MMR has been headquartered in Baton Rouge, but they got offices all over the globe. I mean, this could take you on adventures that you never even imagined. And they offer a tailored path for professional and personal development. You couple that with outstanding benefits, a dynamic culture, and whether you're a student seeking an internship, you're beginning your career, or you're a seasoned pro, MMR offers a variety of positions just for you. Build your future with MMR. Apply now at MMRGRP.com. MMRGRP.com. Apply now. Ask the bench. Did you see a 3-year Letterman cut? No, I didn't see that. All right, y'all have a great day. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow for some more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years,